stupid of me. I'll let you. All right. Technical difficulties, but we'll let Hunter do that. We'll get that set up. Go ahead there, Hunter.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll just go right into it.
Yeah, that's right. I
Welcome.
just messed that up. So.
Hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Valley of the Sun here in Avondale, Arizona. This gem in the desert has been shining since its debut in 1964 with its unique design and beautiful surroundings around this 1 mile racetrack. This track has earned its reputation as one of the top visits on the area calendar and one of the newly remodeled and renovated racetracks as it's reconfigured back in 2018. It moved the start finish line from what is now the backstretch to the entry of the dog leg over there. So turn 1 and turn 2 are now turns 3 and 4. And this track, Phoenix Raceway. It really hasn't felt like the same racetrack since its reconfiguration, but it's provided some exciting racing, especially on the restarts, because now with the dog leg, you can go 3, 4, even 5 wide, and it's really opened up this racetrack to a whole new ball game. Welcome, everyone, to the Sun Devil 150. I am Hunter Sleppy, your lead announcer for the Elite Entertainment Cup Series powered by Butt Kicker. We're here for race number 2, and joining me in the booth, as always, is executive producer Harold Darner and Joshua Medlock. How's it going, guys?
Yeah, not too bad as long as we had the gremlins out. I do have it fixed. You know, Hunter said still got cobwebs in from those weeks off. You know, talk about Jake. We need to not have so much time off.
I mean, it was only a month off.
Yeah, no, it was too much.
No, I'm doing all right, Hunter. Harold, glad to be up here. You know, I've known a lot of these drivers for a long time, but Phoenix, this track is not easy.
No, it is not easy, and especially with the reconfiguration of it. It's kind of felt like a new racetrack. I mean, it just feels different. Although they didn't repave it, they didn't add any banking to it. All they did was move the start-finish line, but it just feels like a completely different racetrack.
Well, I would say the start-finish line being moved, but everything else being the same is a little different. But, you know, are these guys going to be able to save their tires? I think tires are going to be very, very important here tonight, Hunter.
Yeah, tires will be important here. We've got 150 laps slated for us, 3 tire sets, so tires will definitely be something to keep an eye on as the race progresses. Fuel shouldn't be too much of a concern unless it really goes green from start to finish, which in the past that does have the potential to do so. So we're looking at 75 to 80 laps here for 150 laps. So these guys will have to pit at least twice for fuel, but tires, you'll have to manage that very often throughout the race.
I think fuel. I mean, depending on cautions too, Hunter. You know it, Harold. You know it. Cautions could play a factor into the fuel too.
Well, you know, we've already had. Now we're up to 41 drivers that have logged in to tonight's race. We had one driver change his racing number on me, so that's why I was just doing it. That's why we couldn't see the number 14. Connor Okrezik is in a different number for some reason, a different iRacing account. Let's put it that way. But don't worry, it's fixed. We're ready to go racing.
Yeah, we are ready. We got about 5 minutes left here in our practice session. So this will be our second race of the season for the Elite Entertainment Cup Series, powered by Butt Kicker. But it'll be our first race at what the next gen car looks like on the short track. Last week we were at Daytona, 2.5 mile tri-oval. Now we go to a 1 mile D-shaped dogleg here in Avondale, Arizona. The Sun Devil 150. As we look at our weather presented by Lottie'sTravelWorld.com, we're looking at partly cloudy skies in the desert. 71 degrees air temp. Track temp a cool 76. Would have thought it'd be hotter in the desert. 33% humidity, and winds are moving ever so slightly from the southeast at 3 miles an hour.
Well, the sim time is actually today's date at looks like just coming up on 6 o'clock in the early evening.
Yeah, it is mountain time over there in Phoenix.
Yeah, they're 2 hours behind me now since, of course, the time change.
So this is the classic like debate question, because we see this about Iowa It's 7/8 of a mile. The debate: is it a short track or is it is like a speedway? We're seeing this here at Phoenix because it's a 1 mile track, but it has the characteristics of a speedway track, like a typical mile and a half that we see. So really, does it race like a short track or does it race like a speedway?
Depends on which corner you're talking about.
Oh, really, the whole racetrack.
No, what I'm saying is the turns 1 and 2 has that typical shape of a regular track, but then you got the 3, 4, and the dog leg that side seems to be more the short track kind of side.
Yeah, it does seem to be more of the short track kind of side. Go on, Josh.
I'm sorry. I think it races more like a speedway in a sense. Yeah, it's a short track, but I mean, you can get speeds here.
Yeah, we see it with Iowa, and we're seeing it more with Dover now, but you can get some pretty good speed here down the straightaways. And like you mentioned, Harold, 3 and 4, and then dogleg really feels like a short track. But then we get to the super speedway side of things, or the speedway side of things in the sense, whenever they're going into turn 1 and 2, and we've seen it now with the restarts. You can go as much as 5 wide here, and you'll have cars trying to fit in the 2 lanes as they're working their way through 1 and 2. So it's a pattern that we'll see throughout the night. And another driver we'll see throughout the night is Brad Slaughter. Originally, Brad Slaughter was only going to do a part-time Cup schedule, but after winning last week's Area 500, he decided, well, why not? I'll run the full thing. So looks like Brad Slaughter is going to be running the full schedule. So he is now officially the first driver locked into the playoffs, although it's only week 1. And there he is. He's 13th on the speed chart, but I mean, what an amazing job by Brad Slaughter to get the win last week at Daytona. Can he go 2 for 2 to start out season 2?
Can I answer? Can I answer that question?
Yeah.
No. As we see what might happen later tonight.
The 81, the 4, the 88, everybody in between just kind of hammered it down there. So
it's like as soon as Harold said no, it was just a melee. So I think that's a sign of things to come for Brad Slaughter, that he might not be winning, but one driver that could have a shot at winning, he finished second last week, was Cameron Hearn. A very deja vu for Cameron Hearn, season 1 and season 2. He led the Area 500 coming out of turn 4, got passed in between turn 4 and the tri-oval, and ended up finishing second in both races. But nonetheless, still a good start to the season for Cameron Hearn. And Josh, I believe he's your driver to watch out for.
Well, he's my driver to watch out for, but, I'm having a hard time here between Jake Nichols, Cameron Hearn, and David Weishart as a pick, because I know Cameron and David really well. I know Jake, but, man, I'm having a hard time making a pick here.
All right, we have an in-car camera in studio set up with David Weishart, currently third in the 33 car.
Did you just see Brad going backwards?
I did not. I was too busy looking over at my notes.
It was Brad Slaughter. He was driving backwards as we saw Dave pass him. It's funny as heck. I just had to point that out if they didn't see it.
Well, David Weishart, last time we were here, he finished second, but he ended up becoming the inaugural Cup Series champion in area. So seems like a pretty good racetrack for him, although we have a lot more cars than we did the last time we went. And as we mentioned, he finished second. So the only previous race winner that we have is Eric Wineland. And Eric Wineland is now a spotter in the Elite Entertainment Cup Series. Harold, I believe you have more information on that.
Yeah, basically, he's spotting for Delonte Ballard as we see him on pit lane right now. Might be able to get in with him from time to time tonight based on how things work out. And if we caught all the gremlins, we were talking about that last week, and a lot of people are saying it might have had something to do with the graphics in Daytona itself. So as, Mr. Medlock was talking earlier, it was about, hey, this is a computer simulation, so you got to deal with internet and graphics and everything else that, those guys at Fox don't have to deal with, So I tell them that if they want a real job, they need to come with us.
Yeah, apparently Daytona, they had a new 3D catch fence. This is from Jacob Bell too, by the way, that I got my info from. Apparently there was a new 3D catch fence. So it was ruining things for everyone, and I mean everyone. We all had problems. Even I had problems, and I don't even have iRacing yet. So practice is finished. We got a 10-minute qualifying session as we're going to stay on Delonte Ballard because he's one of the first drivers to go out there. Now this is a warm-up lap, so drivers will have 2 laps to put down their fastest lap. Now last week at Daytona, we saw the fastest lap come on lap 2, although it's a completely different racetrack because we saw drivers work the top and then migrate to the bottom for their second lap. Very different here at Phoenix, although we might see some drivers run the top as well for their warm-up lap. We see Delonte rolling through the new turn 1 and 2, new to some.
Well, Hunter, not to interrupt you here, bud, but I know Delonte Ballard here as well. And this guy right here, the number 21, he's one of the drivers that he plays the drivers. He knows how to race. He knows how to save. He knows what needs to be done. He's another driver, a sneaky driver, that I would watch as well.
Yeah, in season 2, it could surprise some people because last week we were at Daytona. That's kind of one of the more easier racetracks for these guys, a 2.5 mile racetrack. This is a more challenging short track that we'll start to see some of the names stand out here. So Delonte currently 4th. Connor O'Kresick has just gone to the top of the chart. The leaderboard you'll see on the left side of your screen, all the lap times, and then at the top right, just below the 1 to go logo, you'll see the fastest. And we just saw that with Connor O'Kresick on his first lap.
Wow.
Put down a 27.492. We'll see if he improves on his second lap. No, he does not improve, so he'll stay first. And kind of interesting because last week we saw Brad Slaughter. He was the first driver, like one of the first drivers to go out, and no one could touch his lap time.
Well, unfortunately, I wasn't here last week. I had to finish up my prior, engagements and everything. But watching Garrett Heath here, he is on or has done his first lap. No, he's on his first lap. So I'm watching the 23 here of Garrett Heath here. I've known him for a while, and there he is, his first lap, 27.924. That's going to put him in 13th.
Yep, 13th for the moment as O'Kresick stays on the top of the board. Still have some drivers that are out there putting lap times down, and there's some who will just completely forego the 10 minutes in qualifying and just start from the back.
Probably a smart move. You don't know. Phoenix? Nicholas Johnston going up to the top.
Yep, Nick Johnston taking over the pole position from the 53 of Williamson. Williamson actually dethroned O'Kresick, and now he gets overthrown by Johnston. So 2 fast drivers there. Ooh, we're starting to see, I believe that's Ed Robertson, the 64. He was actually one of the underdog drivers here coming into Phoenix last year for the Championship 4, and he almost had it, but fuel came into play, tires came into play, and David Weishart made the pass with 2 to go to take the championship. But Ed Robertson looking for a bounce back.
And I'm just seeing Cameron Hearn here put.
Oh, not that sort of bounce back, into the wall.
Oh.
And it looks like he already put down a lap time, so that'll be his only lap there. So now we go to the 25 of Drew Trader.
25. Yep. Looks like Daniel Miglin. I hope I said his last name right. He's out there on track.
No, that is right. As that was actually Forrest Smith. It's a little blurry on my end. I saw a 4, couldn't quite make out if it was a 6 or an 8. Went with my gut, and my gut was wrong. So that was actually Forrest Smith. But yeah, Ed Robertson, he's currently 10th right now. It's actually Jake Nichols has gone to the top of the chart. 27.344 for Jake Nichols and the newly formed Solar Flare Racing team.
Wow, what a lap. You'll have a lot of drivers, though, Hunter, out here putting in their laps.
Yeah, we were looking through the chat last week and we were seeing quite a few Swervin' Irvin nicknames for the number 48 of Paul Irvin.
Dwayne Culberson, the 81. Jacob Bell and Gary Lewis out there as well.
Where's our buddy Gary?
Gary always has a war face on. He always has one. He's got a new one for this season. He's going to come across 31st for his first lap. He's a part of the Team Transcendent team amongst Forrest Smith, Drew Trader, and Eli Green. They actually made the jump from the ARCA series last season all the way up to Cup. And it looks like Gary Lewis is going to forego that second lap and call it a day. So he'll start 33rd, it looks like. And there was Forrest Smith in the 84, who we saw moments ago, into the wall with his laps down. So he's stuck down in 30th. And so here's the 81 of Dwayne Culberson. During all the chaos, Travis Beckner actually drove into the top 5 with his lap time at 27.478. Seeing really close times throughout the whole field, except for that pole time, which is just an absolutely blistering lap.
Oh, yeah, and I'm looking at James Scioli here. I think I said his name correctly.
Scioli,
It looks like he just put in or started his first lap here in that number 7. So David Weishart is also out here as well. And I'm still having a hard time picking a driver here to win it here tonight. So, you know, it's anybody's race. I mean, unlike a super speedway, Hunter and Harold, Phoenix is not a crapshoot. I mean, you really have to understand the track of the car to, you know, bring it home the best way you can.
Oh, no, absolutely, absolutely. So I don't think that lap time counted for Scioli. He's got a 27.484, but it's actually, you know what? It's 6th. For some reason, it didn't pop up there on the bottom left. So James Scioli goes 6th quickest in that number 7 car for David Weishart Racing. And here's Chris Scienfine and another driver for David Weishart Racing.
Oh, David Weishart up to 2nd.
Wow. That is the closest we've seen anyone try to dethrone Jake Nichols from that pole time. But David Weishart picking up right where he left off. He finished 2nd last season here to win the championship, and he's 2nd on the qualifying chart with less than 2 minutes left here in Phoenix. That was a 27.418.
And that Chris Seidenfaden, Rafe Slate. Looks like Rafe Slate is going to be coming out here, putting in his time in the number 12.
Yeah, Rafe Slate was a driver to keep an eye on in the area of 500. It seemed like he was always inside the top 10. Then later on, towards the end of the race, he just caught up in a wreck, had basically nowhere to go. But he showed strong speed at Daytona, and we'll see if he can translate that over to the short 1 mile D-shaped oval. So here's Slate off turn 4, cross the stripe.
That's to start the time. So he's on his official first lap here with coming out about a minute to go, Hunter.
There's still a couple of drivers who have yet to go out and put down a lap time. And last week we actually saw, I believe it was...
Seidenfaden's out, Hunter. He's coming out too, so...
Oh, he's coming out too?
Yes. Yeah, he's on track right now.
Yes, he's actually not in this field. It was in the Lodge Box series. Someone waited until the last second to go out and put down a lap time at Daytona, and they almost got it in, and they couldn't quite do it. So, gotta keep an eye out here as we see Rafe Slate put down the lap time. 17th quickest, so 27.693 for Rafe Slate. And here's Scienfine in the 45. Meanwhile, Shane Williamson 4th with a 27.474. We'll see if Sci-Fi can put that number 45 inside the top 5.
It looks like he is going to be 12th. Yep.
27.551, and that will do it for qualifying. So Jake Nichols and Solar Flare Racing win the pole for tonight's Sun Devil 150 here in Phoenix. We'll get your starting lineup in just a moment. As the drivers grid up, we'll get our starting lineup here for 43 drivers. So we got a full field of 43 in this race in Phoenix, and hoping for it to be a good one, and it should be a good one. So you'll see your starting lineup on the left side of your screen as the drivers get into their spots. So starting on the pole, it's going to be the number 91 of Jake Nichols. And to his outside, it's going to be David Weishart in the 33, the defending Cup champ. Row number 2, it'll be Nicholas Johnston in the 28, and starting alongside him is Shane Williamson in the 53. He's going to start 4th. Now to row 3, Corey Carpenter, a new name to the series, starting 5th. And alongside him, a familiar face, Travis Beckner, going to start 6th. Row 4, it'll be James Scioli in the 7, Connor Okrezik in the 14, starting 8th. And then in row 5, it'll be Alan Balancino and Cameron Hearn.
Let me get with you real quick here. I'm going to try to reload this because it doesn't have any of their names or anything on the board, or having some issues with the ATVO not loading their stuff. It's kind of interesting tonight.
Looks like the Voodoo Magic has traveled with us to the desert as well.
Wow. I do have 11th and 12th, but we'll wait here.
Yeah, I just never had this issue before. This is some interesting issues we've been having, and it there is again. I don't understand this. Go ahead, guys.
All right, well, let's start here with 11th here. Row number 6, here's Ryan Hartz in 11th. Chris Seidenfaden in 12th. Row 7, Dominic Dalio in 13th. Sorry, Dominic, if I butchered your name. I do apologize. You'll start 13th. Matthew Robinson in 14th. Row number 8, Ed Robertson in 15th. Delonte Ballard in 16th. Row 9, Dwayne Culberson 17th. Rafe Slate in 18th. Row 10, Brad Slaughter Jr. in 19th. And Mark Patterson in 20th.
Then we'll move over to row number 11 with Tyler Nichols in 21st. Will Davis, the 00, going to start 22nd. Drew Trader 23rd. Jordan Martin 24th. Jacob Bell 25th. Justin Wilson 26th. Ryan Swan 27th. Randy Bechdel 28th. Matt Alverson 29th. And Garrett Heath 30th.
Tyler Sifford 31st, Michael Larch 32nd here tonight, Daniel Miglin 33rd, Eli Green 34th, Paul Irvin 35th, Forrest Smith 36th, Jay Perkins 37th, Brian Wasserman 38th, Gary Lewis 39th, Garrett D. Grant in 40th.
And the last two, Brian Dixon and Adam Capps. So we got 42 cars here tonight as the field rolls through the Geico restart zone, and we got the green flag here. We're underway at Phoenix.
Big field. Not enough time to go through.
I thought for some short tracks they would do 2 pace laps, and it looked like we're only doing 1 here. But nonetheless, we are green flag racing here in the desert. I really don't have a specific driver to pick for. Josh, I don't know if you have one. I know you were.
I'm going to go ahead here on a limb. And I'm not going to pick Cameron Hearn. I know he's probably the big favorite, but I'm going to go with the 33 of David Weishart. That's who I'm going to pick, Mr. David.
Well, Harold, I don't know if you have a driver to keep an eye on for. Or...
Still working on technical issues. So let me get to this, and then we'll get me there. So it looks like we got things better. Obviously, we got driver. There we go. Now we got it all working again. Like going, I noticed earlier that we didn't have the hometowns for the guys, because that was the first thing that tipped me off that we were having some issues with our iRacing. So
technical issues. It always happens, and
someone just pulled off to the low side there on the backstretch.
I was looking for James Scioli. So if we're gonna as far as what I was talking about earlier. So number 7 for me.
I might as well go ahead and stick with the pole sitter, Jake Nichols, because the Logic Series, I picked the pole sitter to win, and he won. So I'm just going to stick with that now.
Wow.
Plus, the pole sitter last week for the Cup Series, Brad Slaughter, went on to win the area 500. So we'll see if Jake Nichols can do that. But early on in the going, he's pulled out to quite a lead over David Weishart.
Looks like, yeah, Chris Seidenfaden coming down pit road here.
Yeah, he might have been the driver that was down on the inside wall
Caution's
going
out.
down the backstretch. Oh, and there's a wreck actually.
Ow.
Oh, no!
Whoa!
A multi-car wreck in the middle of 1 and 2.
Yeah, let me see if I can find out exactly who was involved. Oh, Shane Williamson is involved in this. The
Boy,
53.
Boy, this is a chaotic start. That's the 00 of Will Davis as well involved. We'll take a look at our one-to-go replay to show you exactly what happened, but looks like James Shanwolf might have just lost it on his own. Now, we know behind the scenes James Shanwolf is dealing with a lot, but really
Like
just
53. I'm looking at the 53 getting loose here, and yeah, right up. Yep, 31. Yep.
so he just spins it out and he keeps it on top of the wall, and there's just nowhere to go for the 53 to go. Boy, kind of just a calamity here as drivers are slowing down, trying to avoid traffic. A really strange wreck to bring out our first caution of the night. Very, very odd. So it looks like Ed Robertson was involved in that as well. Shane Williamson, we saw the 00 of Will Davis there with a bunch of damage. Don't know if Jacob Bell had anything on his race car, but yeah, once again, a wild start here in the desert. Early caution.
I had 31 blinking out on my end, so I didn't see it. But yeah, it looks like 31. Ouch.
Boy, yeah, really early. Lap number 7 here. Still have over 140 laps left. We'll see what our series director, Pierce Maffett. Don't know if Jacob Hudson is in the tower. We'll take a quick look. No, it's just Pierce Maffett tonight, but we'll see if there's any OLs given out from Mr. Maffett. We're sitting here under caution. So Jake Nichols, that's going to allow the field to close back up, and David Weishart's going to have another go at it.
Well, they go back pretty quickly green on a short track, or, you know, really under a mile and a half. It's pretty quick.
Yeah, the shorter the track, the quicker the times are. And once we get on a long green flag run here, it'll just feel like a snap of the fingers that 30 laps will be down. Completely different than what we had last week at Daytona with around 45-second lap time. These guys are throwing down 27s, 28s. So we do have a good bit of drivers pitting in the back, but not really too many up front pitting.
And now I'm noticing something here, Hunter. I'm noticing. I'm new to area, guys, so bear with me.
Bear with
I
you.
am noticing no resets.
Oh yeah, no,
No, there are no
fast
resets.
repairs, none.
No
There
fast
were-
repairs.
You get what you get.
Yeah,
That's it.
basically, you get what you get.
You get. All right. So no fast repairs. All right. Oh man.
Looks like a tough end of the night for not only James Shanewolf, but the 53 of Shane Williamson as well.
Yeah, both of
Shane Wolf
them
and Williamson
outraced
are out.
here.
Yeah. Well, Robertson was back there. It looks like he's getting repaired here.
Robertson's
Yeah,
getting repairs. Will Davis is also still getting repairs done. Still have some drivers coming out Piro looking like they're topping off on fuel, as we did touch up on in the broadcast. Looks like Ryan Hart has some damage as well. The fuel run here is around 75 to 80 laps, so if we could get a green flag running, that would help those guys that are coming in topping off on fuel.
Well, Hunter, I'm going to say, well, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say, Beckner's got a good bit of damage as well. There were a number of drivers involved in that wreck, more than I anticipated. Travis Beckner started inside the top 10, so really that really screwed over those guys that were checking up for the caution. I don't know if it was a lack of communication on whether it's a spotter or other drivers on the field saying, hey, there's a car high in turn 1 or 2, because there were drivers just going in left and right.
Oh, the iRacing chat or the driver chat was basically saying that a driver, we talk about this a lot, if you're involved in a wreck, you should be holding your brakes so the car doesn't move all over the place, so the drivers behind you kind of know where you are and you'll stay there. Apparently, one of the cars was bouncing back and forth, and that's how you collect multiple drivers.
Yeah, that, it might have
Somebody
been
else.
Shane Wolf. Yeah.
Into the wall here. That was the 14 of Connor. He got into the wall there.
So it looks like the field is doubled up, and we're going to take the restart here now. In traditional iRacing, as soon as the pace car pulls into pit road, you can go green, but because of the new reconfiguration here, we have to go through the Geico restart zone to bring him back down, and Jake Nichols has mastered that already in the second restart of the race.
Yeah, for areas, the only time that we don't start from when the pace car jumps off the track.
Absolutely, and that would play a huge advantage to Jake Nichols, the leader, because these guys, like you said, they aren't used to that. So it's going to take a couple of restarts or two for these guys to fully grasp the new restart method that we're using here only in Phoenix.
Are you guys live?
Yeah.
I was just wondering because I'm live.
Well, let's see. They're rolling through 3 and 4 right now. Well, now we're actually live.
Y'all wasn't live. Wow.
Man, oh man, we need a voodoo. We need something to get this voodoo demon out. It is all over the place.
He keeps
Y'all
showing
wasn't
up.
live.
So now we're back. And it looks like David Weishart has finally been able to get to the bumper of Jake Nichols. So we're seeing the two starting to gap the third place car there of Corey Carpenter.
Watching back here in the back, we got some action back here at around 29th position, the number 69, Gary Lewis, Brian Wasserman, Matt Alverson. I mean, we got some side by side and maybe a little, well, not quite 3 wide.
Oh, there we go. We got a wreck.
wreck.
The 36 getting turned there on the front stretch in the dog leg. No caution yet.
Caution's
Yep,
out.
there is the caution. Yep.
So that is Randy Bechtel in the number 36 there going for a spin. Looked really tight there off turn 4, and we'll take a look at our 1 to go replay to see exactly how that wreck occurred. So right here, this is
Oh, there.
here we go.
Oh, right there it was. Yeah. 36.55. What I'm seeing right there, it was contact between the two. 36 does pull up. 55 was up against the wall.
Yes, we're
Not my
actually
fault. I'm not a navigator.
actually around where Dom. Here we go. We were focusing on Dom DeLeo and Dwayne Culberson. So there you see the 36 in the middle. That's the 55 of Adam Capps. Just a really tight turn there for those two. And the 36 comes up, Capps near the wall. Just a racing deal. So that brings our second caution early tonight.
Big field.
Yeah.
Big field.
We'll want to remind you that coverage of tonight's race here in Phoenix, the Sun Devil 150, is brought to you by Elite Entertainment. We would like to thank Elite Entertainment for their support of the new Elite Entertainment Cup Series and from all of us here this season in area. Be sure to check out Elite Entertainment on Facebook and book them to DJ your next event. So we're looking through. It's a rough start for the Elite Entertainment team. I think Cameron Hearn's the only one that hasn't been involved in anything thus far. Shane Wolf was in the first caution. Adam Capps was in the second. And Ed Robertson had some damage in that first one. But a lot of drivers here pitting. It actually looks like Ed Robertson might be out of the race as well.
I'm seeing Will, Shane, and James. I'm not seeing Ed.
Ed is still in his pit box, but it's been a long time unless he's fully committed to staying in.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes drivers won't disconnect. They'll just stay in their pit box and wander off somewhere. But James Shane Wolf, Shane Williamson, and Will Davis all three have retired from the session. Still have a good bit of drivers here pitting from about 30th on back. So the top 29 have yet to come down pit road. Meanwhile, Forrest Smith on back have all made pit stops.
Well, with the cautions here, Hunter, tires really not being a huge factor. Even fuel, it's not being a factor right now. So, when we get those green flag runs, and I think these guys will get it together. If we get a green flag pit stop, these guys are going to, figure out, okay, what do I need to do in this scenario?
Yeah. As the pace lights go out, we will go green next time by. It's going to be Jake Nichols again, restarting on the bottom, Weishart on the top. But yeah, once we get a long green flag run, we'll start to see the comers and goers and see those trying to make the extra adjustments needed to try and boost their car to go further up front. There's our flag stand, the new Cactus. And now the green flag comes out immediately for the flagman.
You just changed it up. He's got to have it ready.
But yeah, restarts here are completely different now with this new product of the start finish line, because the dog leg now you can go 5 wide, and we might see that once again here as Jake Nichols leads us to the Geico restart zone. And once again, we are back underway at Phoenix. Boy, it is tough restarting on that outside line.
What a move by Corey.
That's Corey Carpenter in the 30, moving up to second.
Wow, what a move. Side by side behind him. This track is so difficult.
Jake Nichols is looking like he's got this thing
Dialed
pretty
in.
calm. Yeah, dialed in, worked out. Corey Carpenter now the new challenger to try and get around that number 91 car.
Cameron Hearn working his way up here from 10th to 5th here. Just seeing that. And the 67 here, he's trying to battle the 14 here of Connor. I'm not even going to attempt.
Connor O'Kresick.
Yeah, not even going to do it.
Yeah, Hearn's still trying to get that bottom lane rolling to pass drivers, but Connor O'Kresick, Cameron Hearn, and Rafe Slate even in that battle for the 5th spot.
Watching some side-by-side back here toward the back here with, I believe that is Mark Patterson, Brian Wasserman and company here. The number 51, number 50, number 84 for Smith, number 3 of Ryan Hartz, 27th through 30th. These guys have been battling out back here since the restart.
We're focusing back on that battle right now.
It looks like they got it figured out. Sort of. At the 3 there. It's Ryan Hartz.
So we're focusing on now David Weishart in the 33, looking to force the 30 of Carpenter to make a move or to further catch the 91 of Jake Nichols, or he'll have to move him out of the way.
Chrome horn.
Yeah. It would be early for a chrome horn, but it wouldn't surprise me. We are on the short track after all.
Chrome horn. Yeah, you don't want to do the chrome horn early because you get no resets, and with Phoenix, it's a short track. You're taking a chance of getting caught up in it. So hold back a little bit. Now that's
we saw that on Sunday in the Cup Series just yesterday with Ryan Blaney and Ross Chastain. Chastain gave the move to Blaney early, and Blaney didn't forget about it. And after Blaney retaliated by moving Chastain out of the way in turn 3, he was not able to recover and finish deep in the field. So you don't want to make it too early, but you don't want to make it too late also.
Yeah, true. I don't watch real NASCAR. No offense to anybody out here that watches real. Oh, whoa! Back here, the number 49 of Jay Perkins and the inside of Tyler Siffer. They just got door to door there, but everything's okay. Looks like the 49 of Jay Perkins is going to take that spot for 18th.
I'm gonna say this is back around 18th and 19th as Nichols slowly starting to pull away from Carpenter. Still has the 33 of Weishart all over his bumper. Then right behind Weishart, it's the 28 of Nick Johnston. Actually, you have a caution on the racetrack now.
Yep.
So a third caution in the race coming out on lap 27. We'll take a look at our one-to-go replay to show what caused this third caution.
Thinking I'm seeing Garrett D. Grant, the number 5.
Yeah, that's Garrett Grant. And then right up in front of him, that's the number 23 of Garrett Heath.
Yeah, right there.
Oh, that's Ryan Swan.
Oh,
Looks like, just made enough contact in turn 2. He actually kept that thing straight. Nonetheless, it still triggers a caution.
yes, it does. Oh, yeah, right there. Yep, the 1 and the 5. Oof.
Now we see the field coming down, making their pit stops a little further up front. The 67 of Cameron Hearn. So actually, I believe that was Connor Kresick that might have missed his pit stall a little bit.
Ouch. And you know, Hunter, I'm going to say it. Pit road can make it or break it for a driver. So, you know, got to be careful on pit road.
Oh, absolutely. We've seen that a couple of times last week at Daytona where drivers overslide their pit box and they have to back their car up because they cannot have service completed unless the car is inside of their pit box, whether it's in front of their box or behind it. That entire car has to be inside of that box for service to be completed. And so we see the car on the outside again, the free pass there. So that looks to be Connor O'Kresick. No, that is Bechtel.
Yeah.
Randy
Getting the free
Beckman.
pass.
Yep. 36. Yep.
So actually, we have, looks like Jordan Martin is disconnected as well.
Yep.
So Jordan Martin is the fourth driver to disconnect from tonight's race. We still have, looks like 38 drivers here, 36 of which are on the lead lap, only 2 lap down. Travis Beckner and Chris Seinfeld both running 37th and 38th. But I mean, at this rate, they'll both be back on the lead lap in no time.
Well, look at the damage on the Travis Beckner's machine, though.
Yeah, that damage came from the first caution. He's still trying to do all the optional damage that he can to get that 40 back to pre-race condition. It's a tough word.
Near side
Seinfeld as well. Yeah, Seinfeld as well with some damage there on the right side. I mean, when something like that happens to you early on in the race, you just gotta do what you can do to make the best of it. And we're seeing that with the 2 right now. The pace lights go out on the pace car. We're going to get the green flag next time by once again. Going to be the 91 of Jake Nichols, who's led every single lap. Really hasn't had that much of a challenge. Drivers have gone up to his bumper, whether that's Corey Carpenter or David Weishart, but none have really had a chance to make a move. And really, it's this restart zone because it's in the outside lane that they just can't get a good launch on. So we see the pace car pulling down into pit road. And I want to keep an eye on the Corey Carpenter machine, the first car on the outside line, because for some reason that lane has not been able to launch as well as the inside line. And part of that has to do with the restart zone being in the middle of the corner. So we'll see it right here, the Geico restart zone. It's right there. As soon as that 91 car gets in, he launches, and Once again, we're back underway at Phoenix.
I think another thing that is the other rule that we have at area is you cannot change lanes prior to the start finish line. You saw the way the 30 was there. He could have slid down and probably followed him, but because he had to stay in the outside lane, it slowed his momentum.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, now we see some slicing and dicing now. Weishart under pressure from Nick Johnston there in the 28 for that third spot.
28, yeah, I'm watching it here. Nicholas Johnston.
And then right behind those two, Rafe Slate in the number 12. He's carrying that speed into Phoenix, running in the 5th spot.
It's like Jacob Bell, 25th to 10th right now. Looking back here at about P11, roughly. Yeah, he's right behind the 21 of Delonta Ballard. This track, man.
But the top 18 drivers have not pitted at all today.
Yeah, they have yet to pit still.
Yeah, I'm seeing it here. It looks like we've got another one. Brian Wasserman back here in P22 in the 50 that hasn't pitted either.
Oh, very close racing here coming off turn 4 with Johnston and Weishart. Boy, some of those guys are really driving that outside groove and nearly scraping the wall on corner exit.
They're just trying to give you something to talk about.
Oh, there we go.
Whoa,
Wreck
whoa.
on the backstretch. Wreck
The
on the
02.
backstretch. It's the 0-2 of Eli Green. Looks like we got some more spinning and more smashing in the back. So that's going to bring out our 4th caution of tonight's race. We'll take another look at it with our one to go replay. So it's the 0-2 of Eli Green.
Well, it starts here with a 64.
So that said Robertson's
84 or 64?
84.
84, yeah.
That is Forrest Smith, but
Yeah.
looks like it
Another
happened
transit.
with the 0-2. Well,
Yeah, it did.
we got a better look
Boom.
at it here.
Little 23 put a little bumper there, and
So that's the 81 of Dwayne Culberson on the outside of Eli Green. And there's Cameron Hearn right there with Garrett Heath right behind as well. Or it's just a gaggle of cars right here. And
oh, he gets
oh,
loose.
Eli Green.
Right
Yeah, he
left.
just got loose.
I think he got loose and then
Overcorrected it.
Oh, well, that's Tom DeLeo right at the very end getting into the 0-2. So that's another tough break. We're seeing these cars trying to slow down and avoid the contact, and they're still getting caught up in it.
We were talking about heavy net code last week. Remember that right turn that we saw Matthew Robinson last week at Daytona, where with apparently nobody around him. Very similar to that right turn that we saw in the 0-2 of Eli.
Yeah, that we're starting to see that with the next gen cars. The net code on it is worse than what we had with the previous Cup cars. So still trying to get that sort of fixed out. Boy, the cautions just keep on coming for the Cup Series. We're on our 4th one already.
Was our
Not
average
good.
last year was what, 2?
Yeah, we had a lot of races last year that went caution free.
Yeah.
Even the Area 500 went caution free for season 1, and then season 2. Just last Monday, we had 7 yellows. Pretty sure Jake Nichols doesn't mind it. It's just less pressure for him and trying to stay in the lead. Although he will have to come down pit road at some point, and the rest of the drivers behind him, they'll have to come down pit road for their first stop. So looking through here, and furthest one up with fresher tires is Cameron Hearn in the 67. So the top 9, and then from around, say, 11th through, let's say, 15th, have to come down pit road. Although Adam Capps came down 18 laps ago, but still have some guys who have yet to pit. Like that top 9 has yet to pit.
Ryan Hart's about 22 laps here from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, Ryan Hartz has made up quite the ground. He was involved in that first caution, but he's been able to move up through the field all the way up to 13th.
But he had some damage on there because it looked like he's a long pit stop of 40 seconds. But I think he had some damage and he was able to repair it though. We can get a good shot here, Mr. Hartz.
Yeah, it's on the right side of the car the damage is.
Yeah, right side damage.
He is one to not count out of. He won last year's race at Dover, only on a part-time basis due to computer issues, but new computer, new everything. He's got it all figured out. He's one driver to watch out for, I'd say, for the duration of the season.
All
So
right.
pace lights are out on the pace car once again. It is Jake Nichols going to restart from the inside line. We'll see if Corey Carpenter can try and get a good restart on that outside line, Josh. For some reason, that outside lane just cannot go. Whether that's from whoever's controlling it or just anticipating when the leader is going, or maybe because the restart zone is in the middle of the corner.
I don't think the outside line here at Phoenix is where you want to be. It's that inside. You get the jump, you go, and you have it. You have the pass to the guy to the outside. The inside to me here with the new Phoenix, from what I'm seeing as we go green here, that inside is where you want to be because you can drop it down and lock it down.
That was about the best restart we saw all night with that outside line. Carpenter looked like he had a good jump there, as well as the 33 of David Weishart. Then behind those top three, battle for fourth between Rafe Slate in the 12 and Nick Johnston in the 28.
Well, looking back here at about P19 now with Justin Wilson. He lost several positions. Brad Slaughter, Ryan Swan, Brian Wasserman all got around him. Somebody is off the track here. Back here. I can't catch up to
number one.
The number one. That's
yeah, Ryan Swan was really low there through 1 and 2.
Yep. Hang on, guys. I'll be right back.
Meanwhile, back up front is still Jake Nichols leading the way. Through 42 of under 50 here for the Sun Devil 150. Race number 2 of the Elite Entertainment Cup Series. So we kicked things off last week at Daytona with Brad Slaughter winning. And now Jake Nichols looking to add his name to the winners list here for season 2. One thing we'll start to see throughout the night is drivers trying to find that perfect diamond that we'll see, kind of like a diamond in the rough or diamond in the desert here, as we see cars swerving, going down low on the backstretch. We'll see drivers kind of curve the car on the outside of the turn, and then on corner exit, they're going to turn down low to get a pretty good run off. So really, they're setting up their car for the straightaway. We'll see it on corner exit as the run goes on.
We still have a long way to go, Hunter. I mean, if we stay green, I mean, they can take this race, very quickly. But this is Phoenix, so, we don't know what's going to happen.
See the 84 Forrest Smith there? All right, back here, Ryan Swan in the number 1. Looking to shake things off and get settled in.
Looks like we had some action back here with Paul Irvin here. He went back to 32nd. It's clean. We're good.
Jake Nichols starting to stretch out that lead now over Corey Carpenter, now up to 0.7 of a second. But Carpenter's still with Weishart on his back bumper.
Maybe trying to give him a shove.
Well, just make a move right here through the dog leg. Weishart will have the inside approach as they end on turn 1. And right behind those two, battle for fourth. Slate on the outside. Johnston trying to make a charge on the inside. Really got a little pack here between second and seventh. So we have a caution now on the racetrack.
Yeah, and I just seen a hit up front, too.
So once again, we will take a look at our one-to-go replay and find out the cause of the caution.
14 here of Connor O'Kresick.
Connor O'Kresick, yep.
He's coming up on track, and okay. Oh, he just loses it from what I'm seeing. Ouch.
So here he is with Brad Slaughter right behind. Whoa, a massive send there going through 1 and 2 with the 4 car to his outside. Oh, and he just loses it.
Yeah.
Nearly clipping the barriers down there on pit entrance. You know, Kresick keeping that car on the bottom to avoid anyone else from behind hitting him as he's up the track. And actually taking a look on pit road, we got some pit stops being made by our leader, Jake Nichols.
Jake down pit road. Hang time. I'll be right back.
A little bit of contact between the 25 and the 84 to avoid here. That's what I was trying to get to. As you see right there.
Oh, yeah. So that was Forrest Smith trying to avoid the wreck, slowing down, checking up for the wreck, and the number 25 car making contact with him from behind. Trying to see what Drew Trader, actually, teammates. So teammates with a little bit of friendly fire. We had the leaders come down making pit stops. Still have a good bit of drivers on pit road. But
Man.
David Weishart will assume the race lead.
All right.
The only car of the front that did not pit yet.
Yeah, so Weishart's still going strong with nearly 50 laps on his run here.
All right. So some pit stuff y'all wanted to do. Brad is trying some things here. He didn't specify, but he said he's trying some things here on pit road. So we'll just go with that.
Well, at least, you know, what do you know about Brad? You know, all right. Pierce Moffitt has basically given that to Connor O'Kresick, as we kind of already saw that as he spun loose. Now, what do you think happened there? I saw that he did the full send underneath. Was that like 6 cars that he passed? And then when he got back off of the apron, it set the car.
Yeah, he got loose there in turn 2, and fortunately he kept it out of harm's way, like we've seen throughout the night, where drivers will spin and they'll try and keep it out of the way, but drivers will still be able to plow into him, checking up for that caution. We saw that on our first caution of the race. I mean, Shane Wolfe, his car was on the outside, but drivers were still plowing into him. So something we'll hopefully continue to see throughout the night, just drivers staying out of the way when they're losing control of their car, as we'll get the restart next time by. First time without Jake Nichols leading. He's actually running back in the 9th spot with Nick Johnson. So from 9th on back, everyone has pitted under that caution. So the top 8 have stayed out, with David Weishart being the only driver who has yet to come down and switch their tires.
Oh.
He'll be sitting duck, I think, on the start here.
Well, not initially, because the inside line seems to go quite well for the restarts, but who knows? We could see a bit of tire spin.
With Cameron Hearn on his outside, if anybody can get this jump on, it's going to be Cameron.
We'll see here as they pull into the Geico restart zone, and the 33 gets the jump.
Yes.
It's a trend that we're starting to see. The inside lane is the lane you want to be in for a restart. They're going 3 wide and 4 wide down the dog leg and into turn 1. Brad Slaughter, last week's winner at Daytona, trying to make it 2 for 2. Looking for that second spot from Cameron Hearn off turn 2.
Yes, he did.
And Cameron's got the momentum.
Side by
Back
side
in
here.
third. Yep, Garrett Heath on the outside, Brad Slaughter on the inside, trying to hold on to what he's got.
Brad's got it.
The Slaughter now holding his own in third.
Coming up on a lapped car in front of the race leader, Mr. Weishart.
We're keeping an eye on Jake Nichols, the furthest up since the restart, up to 6th. He's looking on 5th from Garrett Grant. Oh, caution's out.
Oh,
So once again, the caution comes out here at Phoenix. Boy, a lot of contact is being made in tonight's race.
Chris Seidenfaden was involved in that. I don't know if that's where it started.
Yeah, Paul Irvin is what I'm showing as the first involved here. We'll keep an eye on and see what the incident takes us. So, and then Drew Trader and Justin Wilson.
So we're looking right now. Paul Irvin's on that outside, and he's
he's in
been
the wall.
flirting with that outside throughout the night. He scraped it there in 1 and 2, and it looks like it just. Oh yeah, he
caught the
he might have
wall.
had a little bit of help.
Yeah, and I'm looking to see here. I'm going to try to find Mr. Trader and Mr. Wilson here because I think that's actually what might have happened. Here we go, a little bit further back. And there's the 25 and the 58. Make contact door to door.
Oh yeah,
58 into the wall. And then we got the the 0-2.
That was Eli Green.
Eli Green went flying.
once again. Yeah, so it happened actually behind this. Eli Green.
2 of Eli. Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
Forrest
I see.
Smith, but
Yep.
there's
Well, he sees what's happening in front of him. So Forrest Smith got down on the apron trying to avoid, and
then there's Seidenfaden getting clipped, trying to avoid the incident in front of him as well. Boy, a lot of contact. Like I said, a lot of contact being made, and some of it is friendly fire.
yeah. It's not. We talk about self-cleaning tracks. Phoenix is not. It's like, Phoenix does not clear itself quite well.
I mean, we still have 39 drivers out here, so I mean,
We started
Still
out with
anybody's
40.
right.
We started out with 43 drivers, so that's quite a bit of drivers, and we still have 35 on the lead lap. So lots
There's
and lots
Beckner going around getting his lap back.
I'm showing 30. Yeah, I'm showing 35. Yeah, that's what I'm showing.
with one of them being Eli Green and Delonte Ballard, who had sustained some damage there.
Yeah. Travis Beckner is 2 laps down. Tyler Sifford 3. Mark Patterson 4, and of course Ed Robertson is 13.
Yeah, Ed Robertson's actually made the return to the racetrack, so he is not retired. So the only 4 that have retired from the session is James Shane Wolf, Shane Williamson, Will Davis, and Jordan Martin.
I'm gonna put Forrest Smith on the EOL for that, is what Pierce Moffitt and Race Control has issued an EOL to the Forrest Smith 84 machine.
Yeah, not a real good night for Elite Entertainment or Team Transcendent. Seems like one of their cars are in every caution, seems like. But we'll see if they can clean it up as we approach the halfway mark of the race. Lap 57 of 150 here at Phoenix.
Weishart, Hearn, and Slaughter is the top 3. And then familiar names Garrett Heath and Grant as well. All from last season. Jake Nichols, the first, I guess, hard to say rookie with Jake Nichols, but
Rookie to area, but he's definitely made his presence felt in other leagues here in iRacing and in the NASCAR. But trying out area.
It's like saying Ty Majeski's a rookie anywhere, okay?
Yeah, Jake Nichols has plenty of experience under his belt. He's got an I rating of about 7,000. So that just shows the experience that the 91 car has got. He restarted the last time 9th, and he moved up to 6th just before that caution came out. But a really strong start for Solar Flare Racing this season, and Jake Nichols looking to be the face of that as we once again approach the Geico restart zone. David Weishart on the bottom, Cameron Hearn on the outside, and like you mentioned, Brad Slaughter, Garrett Heath, 3rd and 4th. 5th and 6th, Garrett Grant and Jake Nichols, with Johnston, Swan, Scioli, and Slate rounding out the top 10. And here we go, Weishart with the jump on the bottom, and once again, we are back Green Flag Racing here at Phoenix.
And David, yeah, man, he got the jump. That's what he wanted.
He's under attack by the 67 of Cameron Hearn. Yellow back out.
Whoa, that was a quick yellow.
That is, boy, this is
Whoa, this is a huge one.
This one got a
Daniel
lot
Miglen?
of drivers on this one. And we're gonna hear at it looks like Miglin and Matthew Robinson.
I'm looking at Miglin here.
We'll take a look right here. Looks like Ryan Hartz is to the outside of Robinson, and Robinson gets help from Miglin in the 4, and there they all go, piling up in turn 1.
Yep, 34
Boy,
goes
oh boy,
around. Yep.
Looks like that one driver forgot the brake pedal.
Yeah, it's something we're hearing on the radio right now. Is drivers, once the yellow comes up, you can't advance your position. So as a driver and officials, I always wondered why you don't lift or slow somewhat. You just come barreling through at full race speed. It's like you're not gaining anything, and you probably get caught up into something like that if you're not keeping your eyes open for where the caution came out at.
Harold, could you quickly pull up the recap part so far? I've lost track of how many yellows we've had.
Oh, we would like to do a race recap in the middle. So the race recap at lap 60 is presented by Elwood Designs, and for the Sun
7
Devil
yellows
150,
already.
already 7 for 25 laps, so almost half of the
Holy
laps.
cow.
And Jake Nichols is your fastest at 27.563. Guys on pit lane.
Yep, some more drivers coming down Pirro. That's all I want to know is the cautions, because I've honestly lost count of how many yellows we've had so far. It's been it's starting to turn into a demolition derby of some sorts, because those first few cautions, it seemed like these guys would figure it out.
Well, chat says it should be renamed the Phoenix Demo
The Phoenix
Derby.
Demolition Derby.
Yeah, that's J.R. Baker.
Yeah.
From what I'm seeing, yep.
But it is kind of something we talked about last week. Is if you look at the I rating, which is not completely a good gauge, but it's a gauge from the lowest level to the top. So we got guys in the thousands, right? The mid 1.15, so 1.5K all the way up to Jake Nichols at 7,000. That's a huge variety of drivers and driver talent, skills, and how they perceive racing. I mean,
yeah.
So that could be some of the like we call it early growing pains of a league that's this size in only a second season.
True.
So we're still under our pace lap here. Might as well take a look at our top 10 rundown presented by Swift Lifestyles. Fans, be sure to visit our sponsor, Swift Lifestyles, for clean supplements that can help improve your focus and your gaming. You can use the discount code on your screen, AREA iRacing, AREA iRacing, for 15% off your entire purchase. We would once again like to give a big thanks to Swift Lifestyles for their continuous support of AREA this season. And I might as well do it now as David Weishart poking fun, paying a little homage to Tony Stewart with the pace car. He's been inside the top 5 the whole night. Seems like he's been second or third, but with drivers in front of him making their pit stops, he is yet to come down pit road, so he's still in his initial set of tires at 63 laps. We'll see if he stays leading after this restart.
Cameron's been all over the back of him, so...
Yeah, Cameron Hearn is another one that's made his way from the back to the front. One of the few drivers that pitted early and has made his charge to the front. We'll see if he can keep that going for the next restart.
And just in chat, we see Brad Slaughter. That's J.R. Barker. Wants to make sure we say his name correctly. Is Brad Slaughter's granddad watching for us? He's currently in the third position on the inside.
Yeah, Brad Slaughter looking to go for 2 for 2. Won last week in Daytona. Having a solid showing. Garrett Heath running fourth as well. Good showing for Infinite Racing, excuse me. It's right now running fourth. Then running fifth is Jake Nichols on the inside, although it is Nick Johnson. It will be Jake Nichols in that Solar Flare number 91. Kind of been the dominant car of the night. He's really only had to pit, and that's why he's not leading, but he could make a charge here on this restart. And then we see Nick Johnson, another Infinite Gaming driver, right behind his teammate Garrett Heath, and his name we'll keep an eye on, along with James Scioli, David Weishart Racing. Going to restart 7th, and another teammate there on the inside, Garrett Grant. As we move up through the field, well, just touch up on Rafe Slate. been running in the top 10 all night. And Ryan Swan, he's somehow in the top 10. He's had an up and down kind of
He
night.
said somehow. I'm sure he's gonna love hearing that, man. He's like, how did that happen? Like,
I mean, it's been an up and down kind of night for Ryan Swan. I didn't expect him to be back up here that quick, but I mean, that one card's looking like it's got some speed. It caught me off guard.
like, I just find it. I just want. He's gonna want me to go, hey.
Well, looks like we've got a battle.
Yeah, right behind the top two.
Yeah. And, yeah.
Their group of
Garrett
drivers
Heath
right
on
here.
the outside, trying to get a run. And he will
Infinite.
clear Brad Slaughter for third. And now his teammate, Nick Johnson, there on the outside of Slaughter for that fourth spot. But don't look too far behind. Jake Nichols there in that number 91, looking to make a charge through the field.
He's awful fast. He's got that high line looking really good behind the 28, the number 91 of Jake Nichols, up to the top five.
What is the preferred line here? High line or low line? I would say high line.
It looks like Jake Nichols is using the Larson line, as Mr. Hunter likes to bring it up. You're able to keep that momentum.
The Larson line, you got to be like an inch away from the wall in order for it to be a Larson line. But he's trying to get that second groove in, and it's working. He's got around Brad Slaughter now for fifth, and he sets his eyes on Nick Johnson for that fourth spot. But back up front, it looks like we got a close battle for the lead. Cameron Hearn now closing in on the bumper of David Weishart. Weishart, once again, he has not pitted yet, so he's got 68 laps on his current set of tires. So we ride on the bumper cam here of Cameron Hearn.
Really letting that car wind down. Not really sounding like a lot of brake from Cameron Hearn. He's kind of letting off on the throttle to pull that up here on the RPM chart.
I think he's kind of just letting Weishart do his thing. That is something that you would have to take into consideration because he once again, he has yet to pit. So I think Cameron Hearn knows that. He's just easing up on his stuff for now. But battle for third in the back. Jake Nichols trying to work his way through for that third spot, but he's fallen back to fourth. Now looking to hold on to fifth. That's Garrett Heath to his inside.
Ooh. Seen the 55 pop the wall there. He's okay. No caution. We're good.
Looks like the leaders are approaching on a lap car.
The 55 is up here in front. No,
Hey, it might
some
be.
of the two.
No,
There's a 2 on there. So
I think it's the 25. That might be
Drew Trader.
Drew Trader.
Yep, Drew Trader in a 25. He's 7 laps down, or 8 laps actually.
Cameron Hearn now closing back in on that bumper of David Weishart.
Coming up on the halfway, just shy of halfway now. We'll make this a long night. You know, our area 500 took us almost till 11 o'clock last week, and we normally get done about 10:20 ish or whatever. But it looks like this one's going to go past that time. The Trader
Right
out of the way there.
Brad Slaughter still going at it back here, side by side. P7, P8.
Yeah, it's Rafe Slate on the bottom of Slaughter trying to get to that 7th spot.
It's
But
got to be
Slaughter
going
only
at it
down.
for quite some time.
Slaughter's got 38 lap tires. James Scioli and Slate 26. So he might have a little bit of, maybe his equipment starting to fall away a little bit on the number 88.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, definitely could be.
I'm actually looking here. It looks like Jacob Bell is disconnected along with Daniel Miglin and Tyler Sifford, but Jay Perkins and Brian Wasserman are also on pit road still.
I see
Caution.
Jacob. Yep.
Yeah,
Oh,
caution's
we got
back out.
Dominique DeLeo.
Dominic DeLeo is one of our guys that has actually come up into the booth with us. We'll try to see if we can get what happened here. See him down there in the number 22 ride.
And Dom DeLeo had some damage from an earlier wreck, trying to avoid it. We'll see what is brought out for the 8th caution of the race.
That's actually Dom DeLeo's teammate up front there in the
He
7.
got hit. Oh, he got hit by the 58. I believe it
Ooh.
was.
Oh, he had some help.
into the inside wall and back into the outside wall.
That was Justin Wilson that basically chose a different line and contact ensued.
Yeah, so DeLeo looked like he tried to block there down the backstretch, and don't know if that was just the 58 saying, "Hey, come on, I'm down here. You can't do that," and just moved him. But we'll see what the series director Pierce
Pit
Moffat
road.
here says as we have drivers coming down pit road, and one of those includes our race leader David Weishart.
All right.
So Harold, it looks like Weishart is trying to split this in half.
Well, with all the cautions, he might be able to do so.
You know, why not? You know,
But yeah, he's got. Looks like if this stays the same way, he'll have fuel to the end. But here, Nicholas Johnston from Infinite Racing gonna inherit the lead, and the number 91 of Jake Nichols right behind him, so he'll be on the outside.
Yeah, Jake Nichols is the guy to watch out for because it'll be interesting here because I would assume that Johnston would take the inside line on this restart. And Jake Nichols has been one to absolutely master the restart zone here at Phoenix on the bottom. We'll see what he can do restarting on the outside lane. And we should get the one to go this time by.
Keep it on the pace car's lights. The lights will go out, signaling the one to go.
Biting on it.
It's a lot. That's what for such a short track, it almost feels like Pocono type caution laps. Like,
Absolutely.
Or Indianapolis.
yeah, the two
Those
was like,
two,
oh man, and know that we were gonna go at least another lap under caution. So, but yeah, it's as a driver, these caution laps just eat at you because you're like, let's go already.
And especially with Phoenix because this is the only track where we go at the actual restart box due to pit road being weird. I'd say weird because it starts at the exit of turn 2, and that's typically when you can go when that pace car rolls in. But it's different here for Phoenix, and we go at the restart zone, and hopefully we'll see them get the one to go this time by. Looks like I jumped the gun on that.
You'll be all right. You'll be all right.
Looks like Jacob Bell might have actually come back on the racetrack. He is 15 laps down, but not sure. I think he's still disconnected.
He is back out there 15 laps down in the 77, as well as Brian Wasserman 15 laps down as well in the 50.
Race control has issued Justin Wilson the end of line penalty for the last caution.
Ooh.
Right, so Justin Wilson given the EOL there. So we get the one to go now. So we'll see Nick Johnston restart on the bottom and Jake Nichols restart on the outside line here for row number 1. Then back in row 2, it's going to be Garrett Heath on the bottom with Rafe Slate on the top for 3rd and 4th. And then Corey Carpenter rounding out the top 5 with Forrest Smith up to 6 after the night he's had. I'm pretty sure he'll take that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And don't look too far back. David Weishart is going to restart on that outside lane in 8th, and he's got the freshest tires inside this top 8.
Small pig, don't jinx it.
So here we go. Infinite Gaming on the inside lane with Johnston leading in the Geico restart zone.
Oh, don't
Not
go
a
up.
bad jump there by Nichols on the outside.
Oh,
But Nichols Johnston, it almost saw like he was trying to come up. He better remember to the last second. Go, I can't cross. I can't cross over before the line.
Oh, we got 3 wide back here. Oh, well, it didn't last long, but golly. It was around David Weishart. Ouch.
Saw Garrett Heath try to clear the 91 of Jake Nichols there in turn 1. He couldn't quite do it.
Nichols
Now
coming
Nichols going to
underneath.
jump down on the bottom side by side for the lead as they go through the dogleg and into turn 1.
Nichols set him up for an inside pass with the block outside. Nichols drops to the inside. That probably answers
Johnston
Gary's.
holding strong. Oh,
That answers our commentator question there, which is the preferred line. The 91's showing the bottom. Like, he was making the work at the top,
28
though.
of Johnston showing that outside lane can still get the runoff as they're close to making contact back there for the fourth spot between Slate and Carpenter.
Quick 3 wide again, but it didn't last long.
Oh, no, it's back. Brad Slaughter on the bottom.
Caution.
Here's the caution. Yep.
So the caution back out. Johnston's still your leader. We'll take a look at our want to go replay once again to find out who likes cautions.
Like Beckner and Patterson may have started this, and then there's a few other drivers involved later on.
Now, Beckner is who I just got on to. The number.
Oh, the 40
they just
slides
lost it.
up into the 51.
Into Patterson.
Into Drew Trader. Wow.
Boy, it is a rough night for cautions, and it's a rough night for our flagmen continuing to wave that yellow flag.
Oh.
Absolutely rough.
Not what you want here over at area.
Snap happy car, though. You saw how Travis Beckner, that car snapped on him, and I don't know if that's part of the new car, or the drivers are gonna have to get used to that.
Harold, that's part of the car from what I hear. It can get snappy, from what I've heard.
So we're looking for a caution count from the gallery, the peanut gallery, or the spectator side. So let's not pull that one. Let's put it this one. Here we go. So we've had 9 cautions
for 32 laps. Boy, oh boy, it is a rough night tonight. It just seems like these guys cannot get a clear handle of their race car. We're on lap 84, and we've already got 32 of our 84 laps run under the yellow flag. Not something that I expected, or I think that anyone expected, but it just seems like these guys can't get a handle of their cars.
It's definitely a different style. I've heard it from drivers. I personally don't have a lot of experience in this car. Broadcasting 4 days a week and doing other things. I stick to my one official race which is open wheel, but not much experience in here. It also sounds like you don't have much as well, Josh.
I know about Phoenix. I don't know much about area, but I know about cautions. And Phoenix, I mean, when you have a big field like this, I mean, it can happen, and we're seeing it happen. I think these drivers are just hammering it down too hard. Give it a couple of laps. That's what I think.
Seeing guys like that was Travis Beckner. Travis Beckner was dealing with a torn up race car that he's been working on. I wonder if that affected the car's handling as well, or him really trying to get everything he can out of the car because he's damaged, and maybe pushing the car outside of its limits.
And it could be.
Could be a mixture of both.
Yeah, it could be. Yep.
It's a little bit of everything. A little bit of everything, right?
I mean, we're seeing everything. We're seeing self spins. We're seeing net code. We're seeing, contact. I mean, it's short track racing, or I think of it as a speedway, but it is a short track per se. We're seeing everything here tonight. It's Phoenix, and with a big field like this, you're gonna see everything.
And one thing we will see next time by is another restart being led by Nick Johnston on the bottom, with Jake Nichols once again restarting on the outside. And Garrett Heath in third. Corey Carpenter going to restart fourth. Brad Slaughter, Rafe Slate. Then we got Ryan Hartz, Connor O'Kresick, David Weishart back in ninth. He's going to restart on the bottom this time, so that might help the 33 out. And then James Scioli rounding out the top 10.
I've still got my money on the 33, so
And Cameron Hearn also pitted in that cycle with Weishart, and he's only a couple behind him there.
So the field comes down to the Geico restart zone. Once again, Infinite Gaming on the bottom, being led by Nick Johnston, who leads the way. And Once again, we're back under green flag conditions for the moment at Phoenix. This time a real charge on the bottom from Garrett Heath for that second spot underneath the 91 of Jake Nichols, but Nichols looking to get a run there in the middle of 1 and 2. Still has Heath on the bottom as they go down the backstretch.
I'm looking at it here, and yep, looks like the 91 is going to overtake that spot. Get back here side by side here with looking at Connor O'Kresick and that 33 of David Weishart. As we see here down into 3, they're 14 and 33 side by side.
Yeah, Weishart restarted on the bottom, but he found the top. Funny how that works.
Yeah, he just moved up.
But back and forth, a battle between, looks like Corey Carpenter and Brad Slaughter once again. Slaughter on the bottom, Carpenter on the outside. Now we see the 91 of Nichols looking down low, trying to get a run on their race leader, Nick Johnston, here as they roll into 1.
Do we still have the audience asking the question about the net code, or is it the newness of the car? We're just reporting what we heard last week from a few of the drivers post-race, that they felt the car hit another car or be hit by another car when they were by themselves. So we're going to call that as net code, as we have another caution on the racetrack.
Oh, right on cue.
Looks like we've got
Let's see, Alan Ballacchino, Adam Capps, Ed Robertson.
all right.
So here's Alan Ballacchino. Capps is directly behind him. Capps going low. Ballacchino on the outside here.
They're working their way through turn 1. See Ballacchino on the outside, Capps on the bottom. Looks like it's right here. Maybe Ballacchino coming down.
Oh,
it's just a send from the 55 of Capps getting into him.
Oh, and then into the 64.
And then right into Ed Robertson.
Wow. Thought he had cleared that, and down goes the 70. So rough race for a lot of the back half drivers. I guess what we're seeing, most of these cautions are not in the front. They're in about the mid to rear pack from what I'm seeing. What's the over-under?
Over-under on cautions was set at 5.5. So if you bet the under, you are screwed, because we are at, I believe, double digits now.
Not quite a double digit though. We're
as we were talking earlier, I said
we're at 10
or lap 10 or after lap 5, and let's see, first caution was what, lap 3?
Yeah,
it was around lap.
It has
6.
been a rough night.
Yeah, it's rough. Oh, it's a rough night. Ugh.
It is hard to watch, because at some point you just expect these guys to, hey,
hey guys,
do you have a feel for the car or no? Like,
and don't look now, but next week is Bristol in the dirt.
Oh, Bristol dirt. I'm not very familiar with dirt,
But I mean, if they're having a hard time handling the car, between the last 2 races, which are, I guess the best term would be normal or typical.
Daytona's crap.
Yeah,
so anybody can like Daytona.
But Bristol dirt throws not only the new car, a new type of texture. It's Bristol. It's like,
yeah.
I mean, well,
So you're saying, Harold Hunter, it's going to be another crapshoot, basically.
Well, I mean, last year, if I remember right, the Bristol dirt surprised us. Did it not? I mean, we did do Bristol, didn't we? I thought we did dirt. At least,
honestly, I can't remember anything with all these cautions. It's hurting my brain.
Well, I know I've broadcasted Bristol in the dirt a couple times, and it's different. Is all I can really say. I'm not a dirt driver for the most part, at least in iRacing. Still think the physics are a little bit off. I did dirt racing as a driver, like in real life, and I just don't think the track creates the cushion that the dirt track racers will be looking for to get the outside line to work. And iRacing just can't seem to get that right. At least I think. At least the way I feel about it. It's not there.
So under that last caution, Nick Johnston made the stop down pit road. So that's going to cycle the number 91 of Jake Nichols back into the lead and back on the bottom, leading the way for this restart here, with Brad Slaughter on the outside.
I'm still going for my 33 of David Weishart here. He's on the inside, so
Yeah.
So
So
what happened?
we have people in the audience talking about the car being a big contributing factor to the caution count. We'll see. We have tomorrow night's race with the trucks, and then we have the Xfinity Series on Thursday night, and we'll see about how the caution counts ends up. But Daytona, like you said, you can almost throw that one out because Daytona, Talladega, you roll the dice and hold on.
There we go. Nichols on the bottom, going to bring the field back. Green flag racing. Good jump from the car behind, Corey Carpenter.
Yeah, sir. I just seen that here in that number 30, and is he gonna challenge? Well, he didn't challenge him there, but I mean that number 30 of Corey Carpenter here. I've been watching Corey, in the back lines here, and Corey, man, he's a handful. And we got a battle back behind him, too, with David Weishart and the idiot of Brad Slaughter Jr. But, man, Corey, he's going to be a handful here, finalizing the last laps here. We still got a ways to go, Hunter and Harold. I would watch Corey. I really would.
I think he was doing that, getting into the mirror of Jake Nichols, but not sure that really bothered him at all. But he was making himself look large in that rearview mirror. That's for sure.
Well, everybody should know Jake Nichols if they know iRacing. So I'm just saying.
You've been around, you know the name, right?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
He is setting the pace now as another caution comes out.
Yep.
Ooh,
Gary Lewis.
So
yes.
it's like we'll take another look at our one to go replay and
Number 11.
The 11th caution of the night.
And there's the 23.
Nuts. This many cautions.
Somebody was down low. And Gary just loses it off the outside line, comes down into Heath.
And Culberson in the 81.
Wow. I mean, that was, that was very interesting.
Ouch.
But yeah, he came off, he got a little loose, or he pulled hard off the wall, and the car snapped.
As I call it, snappy, loosey, goosey.
Well, we got people in the audience saying they took the over, or they're going to take the over. Well,
you can't take the over after the race started.
Hey, yeah.
If there was a new over that updates during the race, it would be at 25. Because that's the pace we're looking at.
Yeah, but our audience members, they're trying to get on the Brad. We'll call it the Brad. What is it here? Remember, the Brad's wager room. They're trying to get in some action going on, but yes, you can't place bets after the thing starts. We all know this.
Well, you can't place any real bets on this period. It's all for fun.
There you go. I'm like, even Vegas won't let you get a bet in afterwards, would they?
There are some where you can live bet during like for NASCAR, you can live bet who can win during the race.
Really?
To a certain lap, because then it'll close at some point. But you can bet in the middle of the race, and then in the middle of, say, NFL, NBA. But no, that was just a fun little tidbit, like a little bet. And then there's the over under of drivers in the hauler at 3.5. So I don't know if we'll see anyone in the hauler, but over under on unhappy drivers. I'm just gonna say everyone.
Ah, well,
So either
I
everyone
don't.
is unhappy or no one is
Hunter,
happy.
Harold, I got something for you. I just
Uh-oh.
went down there to David Weishart Racing,
Mm-hmm.
and they're going for it. They're
Oh,
done pitting.
oh wow! So the number 33, David Weishart says, fuel to the end is already in the car, huh?
Yeah. So from what I've heard with the team, they're going for it. Doesn't matter what happens, they're going for it. Some pit road strategy, I guess. What you want to hear?
Well, I mean that's great. I mean that's what we're talking about. Here's the number. Somebody's there. Here he is in his. That's the. You know I was. You know we gotta get on him about this. By the way, Hunter. How do you have the Samson flag when you're not Samson anymore?
It's true.
Do they really still have that?
Well, he
Yeah, it
was.
could just
They were Samson Motorsports last year. David Weishart Racing is new to this season, but yeah, they were Samson last season.
We're probably waiting on the new
Motorsport.
David Weishart Racing flag to
To
come
show
in.
up, yeah.
I mean, to be fair, it's a nice backdrop. I mean, I've had that before with a couple of flags or rally towels of mine. So I don't knock on David for having that up. It's a good look, especially for a in studio setup or in car setup, if you will. So we're going to look at this next restart here. Weishart's going to restart fourth on the outside. Actually, fifth, excuse me, on the outside lane. No, I was right. Fourth. It's just spread out.
Yep.
So Jake Nichols will restart on the bottom with the race lead. Corey Carpenter on the outside in second. Third is going to be Brad Slaughter. Once again, Weishart fourth, and then rounding out the top five is, looks like that's the 14 of O'Kresick.
Oh, Kresick, yes.
Yep. Got a little blur on my end as we are back green at Phoenix. 50 to go. Believe less than that now.
Right at 49.
It's been a handful for these drivers here, guys. I mean, Hunter, Harold. I mean, we've all been watching and get up here, and it's a handful. It's crazy.
Well, Granddad is telling you the 88's not done. He's saying he's going to win.
Oh, no, I'm not counting them out just yet. I mean, we've seen almost all the cautions in the world tonight, so anything can happen and change this race. But right now, it's looking like Jake Nichols is driving away with it. They're three wide for third in the back. Oh, Weishart in the wall. Weishart got loose, slid up into the outside wall.
Caution is
And now
out.
that's going to cause another caution to come out right on cue.
Oh. Well, there it is. The Madlock jinx again.
So we'll take a look at our one-to-go replay. Looks like that's Delonte Ballard in the 21.
It looks like Delonte Ballard, Rafe Slate. Ooh, wow. Right there, the 28, the 12 right there, the 21. Oh, there's the contact. There's a bump and run, but that's probably not enough. That was some contact. Go back here to where Weishart gets into the wall. That's going to be another part of this as well.
Yeah, Weishart 33 into the wall, but it happened right after that, 28 and 1 again. It looks like that's
Right here. So they were looking three wide, and it looks like Weishart.
Oh,
just-
yeah, he heard that
That
he
might
had a
have
car
been-
is inside there.
Or that might have been a bit of net code as well. You never know.
Yeah, could
But it
be.
happened. The caution came out like right around here.
Yeah, looking for Ryan Swan because that's
Oh.
where it looks like right here. Ryan Swan.
Well, he is
Good job.
already
Looked
sideways.
like he might
and
have
it
had
looks
help
like he might
there
have
with the
had some help.
28. Yeah. He went on a 28. That was the one that they enter the corner. Oh, the one does.
No, he
he's
just
already
got loose.
spinning. Yeah. Oh, and the 28.
Yeah,
Good
28
job
just-
avoiding.
He assisted him around, but
Did they
Looks
ever
like
actually
that's-
make contact? Because it looked like 28 looked like a pretty good job of staying
he,
out of
he,
him.
he helped him. He helped him spin around. Once again, it might just be a little bit of the net code issues that these drivers have been having with the next gen car.
Go on the nose cam here so I could see that. Whoop, there's the nose. All right, so let's check it out. Wow, it's awful close.
No, he looked like he definitely made contact there with the left front. He got hit from behind though.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm curious, man. At this point, I'm so curious to see if he actually made contact with him because it looked like right now they still haven't made contact yet. Up right there, you do have contact.
Left front.
But I mean, it took. I thought but he was already completely sideways.
Yeah, the 28 of Johnson just helped him go around.
Yeah.
That was our one to go look at our 12th caution of the night.
Rough race. Rough race.
Yeah, this is rough to
Yes. Yeah,
to,
rough
to
race.
watch from up here in the booth.
Well, a big shout out to Hunter, Harold, and of course everybody over here at Area for allowing me to be a part of this. I'm enjoying myself. I really am.
That's good. Trying to enjoy ourselves, but this caution fest here.
I think the biggest thing, like Hunter, is I think we got spoiled last season.
Yeah, absolutely. There were some races where it went caution free, and now we can't even get 10 laps in before a yellow comes out. So
It was. I think we went almost 4 weeks before we broke the 2 caution race count.
yeah, that was for the Cup
weeks.
Series.
Yeah.
Well, we're only on the second race here this season. So, Hunter, get us going here again, bud.
Well, we're looking to get we'll see if they break the 16 caution mark here. It might be up for grabs.
But
We're on 12.
our first real big one was the Truck Series Pocono race, if you remember right. It was the first large caution we dealt with.
That DuPont number 5 is still floating in the air somewhere up in the northern part of Pennsylvania.
He
Still
made,
looking to see if that
he
comes
made
down.
it to the moon, Alice, to the moon.
Pace car needs fuel and tires. I don't know about tires, but it definitely does need fuel.
Darnell,
We'll see.
Joe Darnell's asking about the time running out. I don't think. Oh, big contact.
Oh, they're wrecking on the
Oh.
restart. And the caution's back out again.
There it is. Yep. Yeah,
That
it's back
is-
out quickly.
This is becoming disgraceful.
21
I mean-
Delonte Ballard, Matt Alverson, and Garrett Grant is what looks like the start of this. So here's on the restart. We're looking on Delonte Ballard, number 21.
Well, I think we could speed it up a little bit here because they're in turn 1 on this
here.
angle.
Not trying to figure out why
Oh,
it chose
it
that.
was, 21 right into the back of the 5, right down into the 8. Yep.
This was coming to the restart.
Oh.
Trying to get a look for you.
We'll speed it up. How about that? It worked. ATVO's today is like I tell it to go to the event and it wants to give
We
me like
need
almost
this
a lap in it
voodoo
for-
doll. We need this voodoo demon to just leave us alone because it is.
We're trying
just,
to race, man.
Yeah. Well, we'll see it right here.
Yep. So it's probably right. It's like going into turn 1 of the green flag.
You're going to see it here on the
There it is.
replay.
Oh, right there on the.
Yeah.
It's like
Gary
the
Grant.
5 didn't go.
Just like I said. 21 right. in the back
He
of the
might have
5.
missed the. I don't know if he missed the shift or not, but that might have been what it
I think
was.
Wineland is saying that he missed the shift, and that's what caused it.
Oh, that hurt. Ouch.
Well,
That hurt.
we're now at 40 to go, and we're on caution number 13, so that 16 caution mark looks to be within reach.
It's 3 away for the tie and 4 away to break it.
Well, David Weishart looking like he'll get a lap back here. Some
Yeah.
drivers are coming down pit road for whatever that might be worth.
Paul Irvin, Dom DeLeo, Michael Larch, but Jake Nichols, 61 laps or 62 now on his current tire set.
With
Even-
the way this race is going, he won't have to come back down pit road as well.
Yeah, 62 laps. Can he make it on fuel though, Hunter?
With the cautions, yes.
Yes. Okay, so Jake, Corey, probably good to go, like you said.
It is honestly, it's baffling to me how these guys have yet to settle in and get a control of these cars. I mean, this is unlike anything I've ever seen.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it. 10:30 Eastern, 9:30 Central here for area here tonight. I'm just did something that I'm used to. It's been a rough race, guys. Not only for the drivers. I mean, it's been a rough race for them, Hunter and Harold. It's kind of been rough for us too. You know.
Yeah, it's rough for the drivers racing, the people watching, for us up
Pierce
here in the
Moffitt
booth.
in the admin tower.
Yeah, Pierce Moffitt.
Oh yeah.
I feel real bad for him. He's like, he got no
Well,
help by himself.
I think. Well, you know what? We might as well see if I. Oh no, I can't bring him down. Never mind. I was gonna say we could talk to Pierce Moffitt, but I don't have the ability to do that. So we will just gather him back up.
Yeah,
I could pull him in, but he's probably already pulling his hair out. So
I'm about to start doing the same here.
because I've already seen his comments in the admin on the racing, and he's not enjoying himself tonight.
It's not pretty. Yeah, I'm assuming.
Let's see what this restart brings us.
So on the lead lap is 27 drivers of the original 43 or 42. I said, and
43.
43, yeah.
43, yes.
So once again, Jake Nichols on the bottom, Corey Carpenter on the outside, leading us back to the green flag here at Phoenix. But for how long?
14 just got into the back, I think, right before the 91 got
there was
jumped. So
there's a good bit of bumping going on before they got across the start-finish line. That was Okrezik. It's now up to third. Cameron Hearn fighting there on the bottom. Gonna slide in line there.
That looks like single file up front, but going back here to Ryan Hartz, he's got company with a 28 and a 7. Nicholas Johnston and James Scioli doing some battling back here. And Chris Seidenfaden, Rafe Slate, Delonta Ballard, 3 wide here. Oh my God. 3 wide. Oh my God.
That is Seidenfaden Slate in that 3 wide battle. But Scioli looking on the outside of Nick Johnston. They're fighting for that 7th spot in the 7 car.
I gotta say though, 40 out there tuning in right now. Golly!
Right in front of those two. Ryan Hartz is in the 6th position. It's all him in the middle of the well, not in the middle. It feels like the middle. Sheesh. Early on in the race, after he was involved in that first caution, he pitted and he worked his way back to around 13th. Said to keep an eye on him throughout the season. Might keep an eye on him throughout this race because he's 1 spot outside the top 5.
We got action back here. Looks like Adam Capps in the 55 falling way back here into 22nd. I'm not sure what happened, but I will take a look. Hang on, guys.
He's been involved in some caution, so it might be a little bit of damage getting to that car. But up front, it is still Jake Nichols leading the way to a 6-car length lead over Corey Carpenter, who's got Connor Okrezik trying to look underneath him for that 2nd spot with Cameron Hearn ready to pounce at any moment.
I just looked at it. The 55 got a little tight and went right up into the wall, and he kept it up there. So that's why he fell way back, now in 23rd.
I just find it funny to see rookie stripes on the back of the 91. I'm just, it just makes me laugh because, well, the rule is an area, if they are new to area, they were to wear the rookie stripe. That's why. But can you really call Jake Nichols a rookie? I mean,
I don't think you can, Harold or Hunter. I mean, if everybody knows iRacing in the Pro Series, everybody knows Jake. However, like you said, the rules per se, rookie. This dude, I mean, what do we say about him? Oh, what do we talk about him? I mean, can we throw him under the bus? I mean,
well, you can call him a rookie for this league or for any other league that he hasn't been a part of, but obviously you can't call him a rookie in iRacing.
No.
Nonetheless, this rookie is dominating the race. He's got an 8-car length lead over Corey Carpenter, another rookie, right behind him. And then Connor Okrezik trying to hold on to third and trying to make a move of his own to get second from Carpenter.
Cameron Hearn, though, Hunter. Go ahead, Harold.
I was going to say, so we might have to give an invitation out there to Ray Alfala and we'll put a rookie stripe on his car, too.
Well, I mean, that would be the case because he hasn't raced an area before.
Exactly.
But if you don't know who that is, Ray Alfala is the Jimmy Johnson of iRacing. He's got 5 championships in the Pro Series. So.
Now we got action going on back here. Though I'm watching it. David Weishart, Eli Green, Tyler Nichols. It looks like they finally got it figured out back here. That's about
Eke down to the bottom. They're actually side by side. Well, they were for second. Krezek made the move to the inside of Carpenter there.
I'm watching back here mid-pack here. Well, I say mid-pack, but it's
right here. Second is like starting to heat up between Hearn, Carpenter, and Okrezik, and Slaughter is there as well.
Okrezik is really trying to get around that 30 car. And then right behind those two, you got Cameron Hearn and Brad Slaughter close to making contact, having a battle of their own for the 4th spot.
And the reason why just to kind of go why the 14 is in the blue and white generic car, he's on an alternate account that apparently doesn't have paints. Which is why I had to change his iRacing number earlier in the night. So
looks like Brad Slaughter trying to slaughter his way up to the front here, as I like to give these guys nicknames, you know.
So Krezek way down low in that corner.
Oh,
he's sliding up a bit. We're right on board with the front bumper here of Cameron Hearn.
They're Hearn here.
That looks like Hearn on the outside of the 14. He's going to be close. They're making contact. Going into turn 1. He's going to move the 14 up on the track as the caution comes out once again here with 26 laps to go. Boy, that got close.
02. Eli Green, 02.
All right, but we're just happen to be in the right place on that one, Hunter. I get lucky every once in a while, huh?
Yeah, that was a good look there, Aaron. We'll get a good look here at our 14th caution, presented by Eli Green.
Yeah, Eli Green. Oh, he caught the apron and it just turned him. From what I'm seeing, and he tries to save it, and he spins it. He's below the yellow, but that's the caution from what I see. Eli Green.
We see him going into turn 3.
Cost the apron right there and that.
Yeah, right there. Just loses it. Can't keep it straight. And around it goes.
Sorry, guys. I'm a little ahead. I apologize.
It's right. I just got to get the audience to the actual thing, and I do use the season the session events, but for some reason
prior experience, folks. I'm just kind of ahead here.
You're getting to it a lot quicker than I'm getting to it. That's all.
I give a shout out to Hunter Sleepy. Sorry, I said it. Hunter Sleepy and Harold Darner. Awesome job. It's just from experience. Been doing it a long time, but you guys are seeing it from Harold. So, but man, I'm glad to be a part of it. Tonight is rough though, and I know we've said it a bajillion times, but this is a rough race.
No, absolutely. The 14 cautions, 52 laps. I think that last run we had was probably the longest under green that we had.
It felt like it was definitely the longest we've had today.
I'm new to the league here. So, you know.
Well, usually, Hunter, we're trying to figure out what we're going to say, but going just reviewing what's happened on the racetrack has been keeping us busy.
Yeah, it's
Usually we'll usually get about a 25% in lull, and we'll get a lull about 25 remaining, and then things will heat up. But they haven't really had a chance to get more than a rolling boil here.
it looks like we're looking at about 14 cautions right now, 52 laps for the caution laps, 23 laps to go, 5 lead changes from what I'm seeing. Of course, this is from what I'm going off of, Harold. Hunter, can you guys confirm that or whatever?
Well, apparently you have a lead change counter that I don't use, so that's
I do.
but
Yes.
I think I just had the race recap up a little earlier here, so we got that. So Jake Nichols has led 84 laps. He's leading the race, 14 cautions for 53 laps, and Jake still got the fastest lap.
And like I said before, it's 5 lead changes. So, Hunter, get us going here, bud, again.
Yep, so we'll go green this time by 21 laps to go when they cross the stripe. Jake Nichols still leading. Cameron Hearn now up to second. Connor O'Kresick third. Brad Slaughter fourth. And then Nick Johnston back in the fifth spot. We await the cars to go into the restart zone. That is the Geico restart zone. That bomb lane seems to be the only lane to go whenever it comes to these restarts, but we'll see if the 67 poses a challenge to the 91 of Nichols.
I think Cameron Hearn is going to put a charge if he can get it in there. And, man, I don't know about that restart there. Because it seemed like Cameron Hearn and Nichols were both on the same line, and the area racing specifically says you got to maintain a line. So somebody obviously wasn't a line, and the caution's back out.
Caution is out. It's a big stack up. Adam Cox. Again, 55 involved in this. Ouch.
Take a look once again on our one to go replay as it
I'm
happens in the
showing
back.
Drew Trader and Jay Perkins. Actually he's way in front of them. Wow.
Oh, someone just went tumbling.
That looks like Eli Green, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
That is
the 12 Rafe Slate and the 55 is what I'm seeing.
The
That
02 that's in the top, it goes into
No,
the
that is Eli
catch,
Green.
sent to the
Yeah.
air.
Oh,
Yeah.
he flew.
Wow. Can we get a cockpit on that? A little disclaimer.
sure.
And,
Yeah, please, if you get car sick, don't watch.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you know about it. Yeah, that car just went for a ride. Oh.
Still rolling.
As the gyro cam that we're on. So the car comes to rest upside down. Nope, it rolls back on its side where it stays. But interesting to see how that happened because the 12 was already to the inside wall.
The
So it
55
happened.
is down there, I see.
Yeah, that's Adam Capps. We'll
Trying to
see
get on
if
him.
yeah.
He got hit.
The
by
12 is there.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. He got hit by the 12. I believe it was.
Yep.
Or there was some contact there between the 12 and the 55.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
not gonna
door to
say
door
who, but
And
yeah, it
tandem
was-
spinning.
yeah.
And then
And-
Jacob
And
Bell,
back up with Jacob Bell.
launches Eli Green in outer space.
Jacob, he's not a rocket man. Come on.
That's caution number 15. Nice.
Yeah.
So we're
We've
under
got-
20 to go, though.
We got 19 to go right now. So, Hunter Slappy. I mean, Hunter Harold.
Eventually we got to get this. We got to get this race in some way or the other. And this,
A lot for words right now because.
we only have one green white checker as well, so
Oh wow.
that is the only one thing, an area we only do it once. So
Yeah, well, we are within 20 to go now, presented by CNC Logging. We would like to thank CNC Logging for their support of the CNC Logging Truck Series this season in area.
Yep.
Located in Boiling Springs, South Carolina, the CNC Logging is your place to go for any of your logging needs. Got wood? Big or small, summer or fall, we'll cut your log, guaranteed. CNC Logging.
Yeah, we'll be able to check them out tomorrow night, same time, same channel, where it'll be myself and Ken Kushwa, and I think Sasquatch. He might show up tomorrow night if this is anything that going to be showing us today.
Sasquatch would be here every freaking caution.
Well, you know, I don't know, Hunter, if you listened in to last Tuesday, but last week at Daytona, the Sasquatch Hard Luck Award was given to the entire field.
Yeah, I heard it was a confusing one for Ken to give out, but shouldn't be too confusing tomorrow night, hopefully.
But
we see the lights are out on the pace car, so we'll have a restart once again. But for how much longer will they be green for?
Yeah, we had issues with the scoring and timing at the end of the race. I don't know if you were able to check that out. We didn't even do the results because they were so unofficial. But Krezek on the outside of the 91 with Hearn now behind.
Yeah, so Connor Krezek got up to second just as the caution came out, so he'll be the first one restarting on the outside lane.
These guys are getting jumpy.
They've been jumpy the entire night, and I don't think that'll change. So we see the restart coming up in the Geico restart zone. Nichols on the inside line, going to control things, and Krezek, looked like he had a good jump there.
Krezek jumped, and he had to pull it back. And that's what caused it. That stalled the outside line.
Yeah.
But he did. He went, and Nichols did not. So he's like,
another thing I'm not used to, and no offense to Area or Hunter or.
They're wrecking on the back, coming out. Turn 2. The caution's going to come out once again, it looks like.
Garrett Heath and the 49, that's his teammate.
So Garrett Heath and Jay Perkins are the ones that looks like they were sideways there, coming out of turn 2. We're going to want to replay for the 16th caution of tonight's
3 wide here, and then it's still 3 wide. I'm looking at it here. Looks like contact there, maybe a little net code 3 and
55 is in there again.
Oh, that's the last replay we looked at.
Is it? Okay, that must have. Let's see here.
Glitch through the 23, so ouch. Yeah, 69 also involved. Yeah, Gary Lewis. They had some glitching issues too, so.
Was that 23? I see there Garrett Heath turning around.
Yeah. Garrett Heath, rewind it from there, and 49. Yeah, that's a teammate as well.
Oh, the 35 right here with the 45 coming into play.
Oh, yeah, Ryan Hartz is on the bottom.
Oh, the 3 comes up. Yep.
Yeah. I'm going to say the 3 contact there between the 3 and 23, and then it was on from there. 23 tried to save it, but then we see, more of what happened. So, ouch.
So it's going to be 10 to go when we get back under green flag. And if you're looking at driver chat, you can see that the drivers are definitely starting to have their tempers boil.
I'm showing 14 to go. So it'll be 13 to go this time? Yeah, 13.
Yeah, I think when we actually get going, we'll be at 10 to go.
Well, they're double foul, so would it be maybe...
Lights are still out on the...
pace car still gets lights
are still on.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I see it now.
They're just double fouled to keep themselves from being spread out through the whole track. kind of alternating inside outside more or less.
Now, what I was going to say is I'm not used to having the producer, Harold Darner, talking.
Oh, really?
You know, no, I'm not, because I'm usually the producer,
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah.
broadcaster, the everything.
Oh
so,
yeah, that Hunter and Jake. I tell you, with the one season they, shoot, that was a while ago now when we started doing the late model. Basically showed me a whole nother side to things because, like you, I was the one man kicking myself in every which way doing things, and then having other voices helps out a lot.
yeah.
But I can sit back or I can talk.
No,
Either one, you know.
no, Harold. Awesome job. I mean, I'm just not used to it. It looks like 11 to go here when we get the green, so I'm going to turn it back over to Hunter.
Yeah, let Hunter call. Hunter, can you bring us to the end? I mean, did you send the memo out to the drivers that we'd like to let this thing go to green to the end now?
If I sent a memoir, I would get canceled.
You would get
You would get canceled. All right.
Yeah. So looks like we'll have 11 to go here. Jake Nichols going to restart as the leader once again on the bottom. Connor O'Kresick on the outside once again. He jumped it that last restart, but he backed off. We'll see if he backs off this time by, because we're getting within crunch time. As they approach the Geico restart zone, the 14 on the outside, but the control car is the 91, who gets a nice jump once again here at Phoenix.
At that time, it seemed like O'Kresick was sleeping because he was not ready to get going again. 91 off to a good jump.
Yeah.
Well, now Hearn looking on the bottom, going to get second. Close battle right behind. 3 wide. They're going to be coming out of turn 2. Oh,
that
and
30.
that's
Carpenter.
the 30 car of Carpenter.
Yes.
Nearly lost it going down the back.
Yeah, Cameron Hearn coming.
Boy, is Cameron Hearn going to be a bridesmaid once again? He got second last week at Daytona in the Cup Series and in the Lodge Box Series. Boy, he at some point, it's got to turn into a W for Cameron Hearn.
Well, it's only the second race, Hunter, so, you know.
Hey, you know,
He
if you
is
get
gaining
second-
on. Oh, as soon as I
Caution.
say that, yellow comes back out. Caution number 17 of the race.
Ryan Swan, Alan Valancino. Pick your poison. Pick which one you want to go on, because both were involved.
We'll take a look on our one to go replay as they were 3 wide going through here in turn 1 and 2. So there's the one of Swan right,
Yep.
right
I'm gonna
there,
be
the
on
blue one.
here.
Valentino's a 70. Oh,
Oh,
now that
that is bad
was,
net code.
Oh, that
Oh,
was terrible
my.
net code.
That's,
Yeah.
that is
And that was kind of simultaneously here. You see the net code at the first, and then you see net
that
code
went upside down,
again.
and still went upside down.
Yeah.
That was
Wow.
that was oh golly, Ryan Swan hard into the wall. You've got the what is that? The 70 hard into the wall as well. We might want to check on these guys, see if they're okay.
Check everyone, see if they're okay after this race. 'Cause, I mean, that's about all I can say. Well, we're gonna have a handful of laps to go whenever we restart.
So we'll get
Will we see some of these guys come down pit road? Looks like, nope. Some were flirting with that pit road entrance.
Nah, nobody's going in right now. These guys are, because his track position is too paramount. The cautions come out too quick. But the drivers definitely would love to get some green flag racing in. It's frustrated a lot of the guys, I'm sure, that had strategies set up for long green flag racing, which we did not see. Which, you know,
Pretty sure all of the strategies have gone out the window.
the whole DW thing, cautions breed cautions, have definitely come into effect today.
Absolutely.
All right, so I'm back. I was checking in there with Jacob Bell Racing. Hearts on fresh tires. Everybody else not having a very good night.
And number 3 in 13th position.
That's all I've got. That's
start-
all I've got.
He'll start on the inside of row 6, right? Or yeah, should be right. No, that would be row
He's
7.
13 right now,
Yeah,
so
he's at row 7.
yeah.
It's,
so
it's
that's
math. It's not my best song suit.
See, row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5, row 6, row 7. Hey, row 7, P13.
All right. So right now we've got, out of the drivers we picked, guys, I just want to say that we've done a pretty good job. We've got the leader, the number 91 of Jake Nichols, which was Hunter's pick. Cameron Hearn, I believe that was your pick, Josh.
No,
yours was David Weishart. So that's
David.
You were thinking about Cameron, and then I said 7 of James Scioli, who's in the 6th spot, and Weishart's in the 9th spot. So all in the top 10 after a very eventful, caution-filled night, and we're getting ready to go green flag, and we'll have 5 to go.
I don't believe Jake Nichols has left the top 10 this entire race.
I don't think he has.
Laps right now, Hunter. So I mean, gone.
Yeah, he's led the most laps.
I think so.
So it looks like we'll have about 5 laps to go here for a restart. Jake Nichols once again leading things on the bottom. Cameron Hearn are going to restart second on the outside lane, and it's a dogfight for about every other spot on the track. They approach the go restart zone. Jake Nichols fires off. Back racing here in Phoenix.
Okay, no change in the lanes before the start-finish line, but after that, I mean, it's fair game. So, I mean, everybody...
Oh, Cameron Hearn gets
67.
loose.
Oh, he got
He's
sent.
holding on to it. Oh, cricket sideways. A massive wreck in turn 1 and 2. They're wrecking all over the place there, right behind the leader, Jake Nichols. It's carrying down the backstretch.
And Brad Slaughter moves up to
huge
second.
wreck on the... And we're going to have a green-white checker here to sell it out in the desert. I mean...
Yep, that green white checkered here.
That started with Cameron Hearn trying to clear himself in front of the car on the outside. I couldn't tell. It was an Infinite Gaming car. I couldn't tell specifically what car number it was, but he tried to clear him. He got loose. Then he got into the 14 of O'Kresick and just set off this massive wreck that carried all the way down the backstretch. We'll take a look again.
14.
I want to get a replay.
Oh, man.
So there's the 67, the 28 car of Nichols Johnston was out there, and Cameron Hearn, they ended up touching, as you see right here coming off the corner.
Yeah, very tight there between Hearn and Johnston, and then Hearn getting into the 14 of O'Kresick as he's trying to save his car, and just nowhere to go for any of these guys back here. And up front, it carries on down the backstretch, this wreck.
And my pick even, it looks like might have got involved in that too. The 33 of David Weishart. So my week is not going according to plan.
We will go to a green white checkered. We're showing 3 laps to go right now, but they're not so they're not going to be able to make this in. So it'll be the one and only green white checkered. Will go to overtime.
Yep, that is the rule here in the area. There is only one attempt at a green-white checker, and if a caution comes out before the leader takes the white flag, the race will end under that caution, and then we'll get the official scoring. But if the leader does take the white flag and there's a wreck right afterwards, then the checkered flag will end the race.
So Jake Nichols will be first, and James Scioli's in third.
Is second.
James up third, too. Out of that, and they got fresher tires than Nichols by about 25 laps or 27 laps.
Now let's see here. Jake Nichols, 100 lap stint as it updated there.
Yeah.
73, 22, 23, 57. Going off with a top 6. That's the stint. So, but Jake, I mean, with the cautions, I mean, the tires probably not playing a factor with that 91 machine. So, I mean, I don't think he has nothing to lose, really.
Ryan Hartz and Corey Carpenter with the best set of tires right now. As you were talking to JBR about Ryan Hartz, the number 3, they'll be lining up on the inside of row 3.
I'm looking at it here, and I hate to say it, but 18 cautions, 68 laps, 3 laps to go under the GWC, as you said, Harold Hunter. 5 lead changes. I mean, we're coming down here. This is it. If a caution comes out before the white flag under the GWC, that's it. Can we end it under green? Hunter, Harold, Mike Y'alls.
I honestly have no clue. Anything goes at this point. Seen it all.
Oh yeah. I don't know. We barely got a lap in last time, the last restart. So I don't even think we did get a lap in. But like Hunter said, the next flag will end the race.
We see the pace car pulling off into pit road, and now we're going to have our one and only attempt at a green-white checkered here in Phoenix. Jake Nichols going to restart the leader on the inside. Brad Slaughter going to restart on the outside. We'll see if the outside lane can get one final charge on this restart, because it's been difficult all night for that outside lane to get going. Then we got Scioli, Carpenter, and Hartz rounding out the top 5 with Johnston, Bechtel, Dixon, the other Nichols brother, and Forrest Smith in the top 10. And here we go. Restarting at Phoenix for the final time.
Green is in the air, 2 to go. Can we get to the white flag, though? That is the biggest thing. White flag.
Boy, it is all Jake Nichols, and then you got side-by-side battle with Brad Slaughter and James Scioli, 2nd and 3rd on the track. Slaughter going to block that bottom. Here comes Carpenter on the outside lane, looking to get a charge. Trying to get up there. The white flag is in the air one final time at Phoenix, presented by One Go Studios. It is all Jake Nichols leading the way. He's got a comfortable margin. Meanwhile, they're battling it out for 2nd and 3rd behind him.
Rough race, but finish us out, bud.
An absolutely dominating race from the 91 of Jake Nichols. He's going to take that car off of turn 4 and win the 2nd race of the season here at Phoenix. It is all Jake Nichols and Solar Flare Racing going to victory lane after winning the Solar Flare 150.
Man, oh man, what a race. I mean, a rough race for these guys. However, I mean, Brad Slaughter 2nd, James Scioli 3rd, Corey Carpenter 4th, and Nicholas Johnson in 5th. I mean, it wasn't without a battle with everything going on down there for sure.
Well, this is a good way to continue this momentum that Solar Flare Racing and Jake Nichols is carrying. See, fellow brother Tyler Nichols actually finishing inside the top 10 there, the number 79 car, and going to give a little donut show here on the front stretch. So we'll see if we can get our race winner, Jake Nichols, up here in just a moment. We've got Brad Slaughter and James Scioli also to talk to, your podium finishers.
The Solar Flare Racing team does not have a channel registered with us, so he's going to have to join into the Discord so we can talk to him. But we do have 2nd and 3rd chalked up for you.
Talk the 3rd place for the moment. We'll go ahead and bring in James Scioli in the number 7. James, this is Hunter, Harold, and Josh in the booth. Got a copy?
I got you.
Boy, what a chaotic race. I mean, cautions everywhere. I think you were in a couple of them. I don't know. I've lost count. Take us through your night, man.
Well, I was up front most of the night, just hanging out under the pace labs, talking with the team, having a good time, trying to stay up front and stay out of the chaos. Luckily, most of it was behind us, and then there was the one right in front of me there at the end that luckily I was able to just cut low and avoid, and that got me up to 3rd and was able to stay there for the rest of it. But other than that, it wasn't too eventful.
Yeah, not too eventful on your part, but behind it was just utter chaos. Josh, you got any questions for him?
Well, James, man, awesome job. I mean, surviving 18 cautions here tonight. You started 7th, P3 here, podium finish. I mean, you had to do what you had to do to stay up there. I mean, fuel wasn't a problem. Tires probably wasn't a problem. In your sense, what was the big problem down there?
The big problem was just survival. I didn't know how the tires were going to be, but I pitted on about lap 75, and I still was able to run my fastest lap there on the last lap. So tires weren't an issue. I knew when I pitted, fuel wouldn't be an issue for me. I was hoping that we would get a long run once I pitted, and that would kind of screw some of the guys who stayed out. They probably would have been short, but other than that, it was kind of just survival, making sure I didn't make any crazy moves on the restart, get loose under guys. These things are pretty loose under brakes into one, so just make sure I didn't make any mistakes and collect the field with me.
Well, Hunter, there you go, bud.
I would say we were all hoping to get a long run in, but unfortunately that was not the case. Hopefully we can do that next week, but we're at Bristol Dirt, so who knows? I guess anything goes from this point on. Are there any shots you'd like to give out before you go?
Yeah, big thanks to Butt Kicker and David Weishart Racing for bringing me on this year. Glad I was able to put it on the podium in the first non-plate race of the season. So hopefully we can build on this momentum, and hopefully we have a lot less cautions at Bristol.
All righty, well, we'll let you go and celebrate your third place finish as one of the few drivers who I don't believe got involved in any of the cautions tonight. Have a good night.
Thanks, guys.
All right, that was third place finisher there, James Scarley. We'll go ahead and bring up Brad Slaughter, last week's winner, now second place finisher here at Phoenix. Brad, Hunter, Harold, and Josh in the booth. Got a copy?
Yes, sir. Gotcha, man.
I don't even know where to begin. My brain is mush after this race. I think you had a good night. I don't know. You were outside the top 10, inside the top 10. Had a fast car at the very end, got inside the top 5. Your grandfather was in there saying, "Oh, don't get out the 88 car just yet." And, you know, he's not wrong. I mean, you show speed. Take us through your night.
Yeah. Again, this is just not one of my favorite tracks, and I always struggle here. Normally, I can figure it out, you know, on a longer run. Just right off the bat, I'm normally not too fast. So I had a pretty abysmal qualifying lap. Started P19, not where I wanted to be. Just had to charge up through the field. We drove up to about 7th there, about first 30 laps or so before that caution came out. And I don't remember exactly what lap it was, but I got a little off strategy with everybody and was kind of doing something different. And I was running, like I said, I was running about there around 10th or so, and that strategy put me up in the top 5 for pretty much the rest of the night, unless I had to pit for tires there, and then it would cycle back out, and we were up front for the rest of the race. So, yeah, they had a little trouble there. I saw Cameron and Johnson and them guys got in a little trouble, and we benefited from that and got a couple spots and brought home P2. So, not too upset about it.
Josh, any questions?
Well, Brad, like you said, you started 19th. You finished second here tonight. Yeah, 18 cautions. But, man, I got to say, tires, fuel really probably wasn't a factor here tonight for you, Brad. What was the biggest factor, in your race here tonight?
Just track position. Just trying to get track position. I mean, with all these yellows, you couldn't really save any tires or do any, you couldn't really do any green flag strategy or anything like that. So really it was just kind of play the track position game. Like I said, I was trying to work those pit stops a little bit. That way when it cycled out and the rest of those guys pit, we'd be up front. And then with all the yellows and stuff, it just kind of evens the tires out after so long. So that was really the game plan all night. Like I said, P2, pretty happy with that. Especially after last week, and then come home P2. So we should be sitting pretty good for the points heading into probably the biggest unknown we've ever had.
Bristol Dirt. I'm going to go ahead and say it, Hunter. Bristol Dirt next week. Brad, your thoughts?
Tune in next week. Ask me on Monday. We'll see how it goes, man. I'm going to be cautiously optimistic, but yeah, it should be something.
It'll definitely be less cautions or not as many laps.
It should be. Yeah, I hope so. I don't know if I could do 18 again.
Well, fingers crossed that we can get that. Are there any shout-outs you'd like to give out before you go?
Absolutely. I want to thank all of our amazing sponsors over here at Elwood Designs Esports. We got Reaper Speed Lab, Rhino USA. We got High Banks Podcast. Oh, Lord, here we go, drawing the blank. We got Lumar. We got Roderick Racing Development. and probably another couple others that I'm forgetting there. But just thanks to all of our sponsors that let us do this. Car looks really good. Shout out to Elwood Designs and Alan for putting this paint scheme together for me. Thank you guys up here in the booth. Thank you to everybody that tuned in. Thank you, Pawpaw, for watching. Love everybody that's tuning in. I think that's about it. I hate it for Delonte, man. Delonte was going to have a good night. He's not going to get an interview, but he probably should have. He had a ton of damage and got it fixed and was able to get back up there and was running top 5 and got some kind of mystery meatball there at the very end. So I hate that for him, but he was having a really good run. So good run for the team overall. You know, we'll bounce back one of these days.
All right, well, we'll let you go and celebrate the second place finish. Have a good night.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, that was second place finisher there, Brad Slar. That's a new term, mystery meatball. I'm gonna have to use that for next week at some point. But for now, we'll we'll get to our race winner, Jake Nichols. Jake, Hunter, Harold, and Josh in the booth got a copy.
Yes, I do.
Boy, it seems like you didn't leave the top 10 the entire night, and it was I'm not gonna lie, it was a caution fest, but you were in front of that caution fest. Take us through what the race was like from your perspective.
A really mixed bag in terms of dirty air versus clean air. I didn't really want to go back too far, too many times, especially with how little lap runs we got. We just kept getting caution. So you really wouldn't wear your tires out that much. So pretty much early in the race, it was just trying to time out when to take your set of tires, and I think I nailed it. I got lucky a little bit here and there with just finding the right lane on restarts and gaining a few spots, but I didn't. After that, I didn't know how it was going to go. Once I got toward the front, it was getting harder and harder to make runs and to get passes, and I don't think I would have passed Nick Johnston for the lead. It was going to be really hard. Occasionally I'd get a run on him, but he just had that forward bite and clean air that he could get off the corner and hold it. But once he pitted, I knew as long as I didn't make any mistakes myself, I could hold them off with the dirty air and giving that dirty air to them. But overall, the car drove pretty good. Some people had loose problems, some tight. I was kind of snug. I was really tight at the end of the race, so I think that dirty air going through the field kind of enhanced that. But overall, still a good night for our Solar Flare Racing Toyota Camry.
Say real quick, Josh, before I let you ask, you restart on the inside lane, I think 90% of the time. You did have a couple restarts on the outside lane, and we saw that first car on the outside lane could not get going. What was the difference in between the restarts on the bottom versus the top?
It's just momentum. Having to restart with the restart zone being in the corner, it just makes it really tricky to have that bite as good as the bottom, and they just get to shortcut the corner a little bit. So it adds to that. You can kind of make it up if you can stay next to the guy next to you. You can make it up in turn one by pinching them and just pulling them back a little bit and making them tight. But if you can't do that, it's definitely a struggle. But we got lucky that the few times up front that we restarted there, we didn't fall back to third. We stayed in second every time. But it was just so much easier being on the bottom. You could kind of set yourself up if you got a good run once you got past the start-finish line to make it 3 wide on someone. But you didn't really have that opportunity up top, so you just had to take it easy and just see how things played out for a few laps.
And Josh, any questions for our race winner here?
Well, you actually stole my dang question there, Hunter. So, well, I mean, Jake, other than being starstruck here, awesome win. 18 cautions. Yeah, it was not the race anybody wanted out here tonight. It's Phoenix. Huge field out there. Led 108 laps, though. So, I mean, awesome job. Anything maybe you would have done differently if, maybe we could have got at least one green flag run in?
It's probably just different times of pitting. I think if we would have went like maybe 25 laps clean, I think that's when you see a majority of the field pit, other than guys that maybe just been saving and riding out in the back. But you're gonna have those kind of races. I went into this race expecting cautions, not because of anybody in the field, but it's just a lot of us have never raced with each other. You're putting 40 cars out here on a track that you got to send it in the corners, heavy brakes, and try to roll speed through the center. So you're going to have incidents. That's part of it. I think after a few weeks of us racing each other and everybody just thinning out and getting used to the feel of racing with 40 cars on the track, you'll see less and less cautions as we go. But overall, I mean, yeah, it's pretty clean up front or around me. You know, there was a few incidents around me late, like Cameron and Connor hitting each other late there. But overall, I didn't see too much negative other than just there was maybe some wrecks in the back. But I think you're going to have that. There's just so much going on, and these cars aren't necessarily easy, especially in traffic. So I think once we get a few races, we'll see people thin out and our racing get better and better here at Area.
Well, yeah, definitely so. Well, Hunter, Harold, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Jake, this is Harold, and just like you had said, it was a little bit of contact like right around you, but we saw the variety or the disparity between you and a veteran driver in iRacing, and we got guys that look like they just started the service not too long ago, running about that 1.5 I rating. So as a seasoned driver, do you have anything in your cockpit that's showing you I rating and stuff around you to kind of so you kind of get to know these guys? Because I know
not necessarily. I've kept track of some of these guys, but I don't have anything actively telling me like, hey, this guy's 2,000, this guy's 3,000 I rating, and so forth. But yeah, I mean, some of them I've raced with in the past, like Cameron Hearn and Connor I've raced with before. I've never raced David Weishart, and I've seen him though. I watched a few races last season, and I could tell that he's good, and he showed me that early in the race for sure. He was hanging up there with Corey Carpenter and myself, and there's definitely a few guys, but once you get in traffic, you just got to take it easy anyways. There's a little draft and obviously the dirty air that when you enter the corner in the lead, it's so much different when you do it behind 10 cars. So no matter what, no matter who I'm around, I kind of take it a little easy and back up corners and just try to set up runs. But overall, I mean, you'll notice a few guys be different and not as talented, maybe outright because they don't have the experience. You see that a lot. It's a lot of this stuff is just experience. I've been around for a while, and some of these other guys have, so they can kind of be in traffic and handle it a little better because they've been in that position so many times. But once we get a few races, I think you'll be able to race everybody closer for sure.
100%. I agree with you there. Are there any shout-outs you'd like to give out before you go?
Yes, sir. Everybody at Area iRacing, Area and Elite Entertainment for putting on this series in this league. Obviously, I just said I've watched it before, and I wanted to compete in it. It's been a while since I've done some league racing, so I'm really looking forward to racing with these guys and seeing some great racing as we get closer to the obviously down the line. Once we get to playoff racing, it helps having this win in the bank. Now we can just focus on getting team points for a little while and just taking it smart. All my teammates at Solar Flare Racing, Tyler, both Tylers, Tyler Sifford and my brother Tyler Nichols and Dwayne Culberson, Corey Carpenter and Shane Williamson. I wish Shane could have raced for a little longer. He got involved in, I think, the first caution, but you're going to have that in races all the time. I'll be wrecked at some point here again, like Daytona. But either way, thanks to you guys for putting on this broadcast. Can't wait to go back and watch it. And thanks to everyone that tuned in.
Well, we appreciate you coming here and absolutely dominating the race. Plenty of things to come from you and Solar Flare Racing, putting the whole field on notice after tonight's impressive run. Have a good night.
Yep, you too. Thanks.
That was race winner Jake Nichols, leading 108 of the 150 laps here. We'll get you your look at your finishing results here. So Jake Nichols dominating, winning the Sun Devil 150. I believe I call it the Solar Flare 150 because of how dominating Solar Flare Racing was. So
yeah,
Brad Slar coming out.
I was wondering about that. You just changed the name on me at the end there.
Yeah. Brad Slar coming home second, James Scioli third, Corey Carpenter coming home fourth, and rounding out the top five is Nick Johnston. We got Ryan Hart with an impressive sixth place finish, Forrest Smith, Ryan Dixon, Garrett Heath, and Tyler Nichols rounding out the top 10.
All right, Connor O'Kresick there in 11th, Travis Beckner in 12th, Ron Swan 13th, Dominic Dalio in 14th, Randy Beckdahl in 15th, Paul Irvin in 16th, Matthew Robinson in 17th, Michael Arch 18th, Adam Katz 19th, and David Weishart in 20th.
Yeah, Weishart, the first driver, one lap down, and then there Delonte Ballard. We heard from Scioli at the end. Or was that? My brain is fried. We heard at the end that Delonte Ballard had a top 5
Slaughter.
run with the damaged race car. Slaughter. Okay,
Yes,
it was
'cause
Slaughter.
Teammate
So-
Slaughter told you that
Yeah.
Ballard had a
Ballard-
meatball, so it was basically
Yeah, mystery meatball. That's what it is. Yeah.
Hey,
So
which in
he comes
iRacing is a required repair. That's what the thing is. Orange flag or black flag with an orange dot.
So he comes home 21st. Unfortunate finish there for him, but there's always next week. Chris Stein finally can say the same, 22nd. Cameron Hearn, 23rd. Mark Patterson, Ed Robertson running out the top 25, with Alan Balancino, Jay Perkins, Garrett Grant, Brian Wasserman, and Gary Lewis rounding out the top 30.
All right. 31 is going to be here tonight. Rafe Slade, 18 laps down. Man, I thought about Rafe here all night long. I thought he would have something for these guys, but tough break for Rafe. Eli Green, 32nd. Jacob Bell, 33rd. Matt Alverson, 34th. Drew Trader, 35th. Dwayne Culberson, 36th. Justin Wilson, 37th. Tyler Sifford, 38th. Dan Miglin, 39th. And Jordan Martin running out the 40th spot.
In the last few cars, we have Will Davis, Shane Williamson, and James Shane Wolf, all three retiring early on after the initial caution. So here's your race recap presented by Elwood Designs. So Jake Nichols leading 108 of the 150 laps and getting the job here tonight. And the caution is going to be burned in the back of my head for quite some time. 18 cautions for 72 laps. That is literally almost half the race run under caution. 43 guys in the field, and Jake Nichols, fastest lap with a 27.563. Boys, any final thoughts before we wrap it up here?
No, just a tough race for everybody out here tonight. You know, the drivers, the spotters, the admin or race control, us up here in the booth. It was a rough race.
I think the hauler drivers are like, let's get it up and out of here.
Yep.
Let's
I
get
cannot agree
onto
with them anymore.
On to the next track, please.
Yep. So tomorrow night we'll have the CNC Log and Truck Series here at Phoenix, and then Thursday night we'll have the Lodgebox Series. Next week for the Cup Series we'll be taking on Bristol Dirt. I can only imagine how that one will go after tonight's race. From all of us up here in the booth to executive producer Harold Garner and Josh Maylock, I'm Hunter Slappy saying so long, and we'll see you later.
What an exciting race brought to you by Wendigo Studios. Here they come out of turn 4 to the white flag, and it's 1 to go. Thank you to all our sponsors, drivers, and viewers. We'll see you at the next turn.